Hello! I'm here. I have arrived. It is me, and it is time. I got my tea, I have black tea, and honey ready to go. First things first, we're starting with CYNO's character story quest. But the problem is, after that, I don't know if we go to Nilo's quest and do the Samiro characters, or do we go to CYNO Act 2? Because technically that's at the end of Fontaine. We'll figure it out when we get there. So hello, welcome to the stream. I also do have the Fontaine World quest to get to. One day. You're not real. None of us are real. We're all figments of our own imagination. And the self is a concept defined by the mind. There is no such thing as a real person. I don't know anything about CYNO at all. Other than he's from the desert of Samiro. And he has something to do with the Setos. That's all. That's all I know. Oh, also, right before starting the stream, I added a couple more tales. Since I already had all my Blue Archive favorite characters, I figured I should probably do the same with all yours. So now I have my GENSHIN characters here. My Honkai Star Rail. And my Zenless Zone Zero characters. Even though the game is not out yet. It's coming out in like 9 hours, but still. My favorite characters before release. So now I have those ready to go. I also still have the Bangbo art ready to go. They're gonna be accompanying us during the Sunless Zone Zero for the next week or so. Now, where am I going for CYNO? Also need to check something. Oh, I forgot to open something. I forgot. Oh. There we go. Got it. We're good. What's the description say? You're scientific lurker on the academic. Okay. Thanks for the context, quest. Now I know what I'm doing here. Hello.
Wait, you two. Just a moment, please. You're Yorichin Paimon, right? I thought you two looked familiar. People have been talking all about you.
Oh, hello there. Hi. Welcome. I'm doing CYNO's character story quest.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Do you have a moment? There's something I'd like to discuss with you.
Who are you?
My name's Nabil. I'm a macho at the Academia. You're friends with CYNO, right?
No.
I've heard him mention you before.
I hate him. He was a jerk in your conquest, I think. I vaguely remember. I don't know what exactly he was a jerk about, but I feel like he was. Or maybe I'm thinking of Candace. It was one of those two. Or both. Didn't get notification today? Yeah, that's Twitch for you. Notifications are very inconsistent. Which is weird. I tend to not get a lot of notifications on Twitch when people go live, even when I'm following them. I have also been trying to get used to posting on Twitter every time I go live. So if people really want notifications from Twitter, I guess that's an option now. Twitch being twitchy. Exactly. Also, if you weren't here like 4 minutes ago, I have, since I already had the Blue Archive tier list, I added a couple extra ones. So now I have my GENSHIN tier list here, and my Honkai Star Rail, and my Zenless Zone Zero. All the Hoyoverse tier lists ready to go. And of course, as you can tell, that the criteria for who's the top characters is whoever's cutest, pretty much. That's all that matters. Again, containing excitement, Twitter notifications? Huh? Biased? I'm not biased at all. I'm based. You misspelled based. I'm based.
Currently, CYNO's out investigating a case involving smuggled canned knowledge. It's been days since we last heard from him.
Oh no. Do you think he's in trouble?
Well, to be completely honest, it's pretty hard to imagine anything that could pose a threat to CYNO. But since we haven't heard from him, we're starting to suspect that the case might be more complicated than we had originally thought.
Based and biased? Okay, fine, good enough.
Word has it that you two are brave, smart, and extremely capable adventurers. Do you think you could lend us a hand and help investigate the smuggling?
Alright. Since you last so nicely about help, do you have any further intel regarding this case?
A large amount of canned knowledge from unknown origins have been appearing on the market recently. CYNO suspected that there's a secret route being used to move the capsules.
Look, me, I just finished studying for the day. Nice! You get to be here all day. You're stuck with me now.
According to some research, using large amounts of canned knowledge could lead to some serious consequences. And unfortunately, most people have yet to realize that. Rumors also have it that some particularly dangerous canned knowledge has made its way into the market. Regardless of whether the rumors are true or not, this case calls for urgent action. Last I heard from CYNO, he was investigating somewhere outside CYNO City. It seems that he'd found some leads. At the time, but we haven't heard from him since.
That sounds wonderful. Not a bad place to be trapped, I think. Better than being trapped in a rubber room. A rubber room filled with rats. That would make you crazy. Put some money in my tea before I forget. Wonderfully torturous. Sounds like we better go look for him. Come on! Sands of solitude. Oh boy, I can't wait to wander around the oh, wait, no, I'm not going to the desert. Never mind. I was expecting most of CYNO's character quests to take place in the desert. I'm surprised we're not there yet. Again, this stream is the last place I want to be in? What do you mean? But cute anime girls. But cute anime girls. How can this possibly be a bad place to be? I have no idea what you're talking about. Naina does make a point. Exactly. And Klee? Wow, you're putting on Naida and Klee before Seguin and Gigi? I see how it is. And Hutao. What? Why Hutao? Ugh. No, it's Space Sparkle. Oh, hello. Wait, CYNO? Oh. I forgot his name is pronounced CYNO. Not CYNO. I've always said CYNO. Blue girls. What's wrong with blue girls? Technically, all of these are blue girls. They're blue archive girls. Red girls are better. What? I'm sensing some bias here. Some not based bias. It's very biased bias. You know my favorite shade of red? Yeah, of course. Wait, what? No, that's your favorite shade of blue. It's not. What? I mean, technically purple is both red and blue, but still, this is confusing. Being biased towards colors by color is confusing. Then again, I kind of understand, because I am kind of biased towards characters like Haruto and Ho-Ho just because they're purple and teal. I like those two colors. You can't control me. One day, I'll make you see how perfect Seguin and Gigi are. It just takes time. Oh no, I like them. I don't know. Because they're good characters? CYNO, there you are. We finally found you.
It's you too. I knew I sensed a familiar presence. But I'm very busy at the moment. We'll have to chat some other time.
We heard about the case of smuggled canned knowledge. That's right. Nabil asked us to come and check on the situation.
So Nabil told you about this. Divulging my location without authorization. I'll let it slide for now. This isn't the time for that. I see. Well, the situation might be more problematic than you anticipated. I've already questioned several people, but gained very little information.
Are you gonna say when they'll control you or have your mind or something? Idle fantasy? I mean, yeah, that is also cool, but that's a tiny bit further down the road. That one's a little bit harder to achieve. It'll take a little bit more time. Small goals first.
Long story short, I was able to learn of the secret location where the canned knowledge is being sold. You're welcome to accompany me if you're interested.
Does it have something to do with Dory? I feel like it has something to do with Dory. Oh, sounds pretty complicated. But having a chance to catch bad guys with CYNO, it's like we're part of the matcha. Alright, sign also. I feel like Paimon's voice always sounds a little bit different for the first 10 or 20 minutes of the stream while I'm warming up my voice. Ow. He has been shot. Ow! Wait! No way! I'm not here for you. Ivan should speak to me honest. No, shut up! Your opinion is incorrect. Hello.
Is this all you got? Seems even less than last time. What difference does it make? If you see something you like, buy it. If not, then keep walking. They've been cracking down on us lately, so we don't have much on hand. If you see something that catches your eye, then now's your chance. There's no telling when we'll have more. What does the Academia think they're doing? Alright, I'll take these here. Let me see what else you have.
You're the only one that likes Paimon. Exactly, because everyone else who plays Genshin Impact is wrong. I'm the only one who's correct.
I don't see any real gems in this patch. It's all pretty ordinary stuff. Whatever. How much do I owe you? 150k. Show us the Mora and you'll get the goods. Put the Mora down and your hands up. It's CYNO. When is he ever gonna let up? Hey, forget the goods. Let's split. But don't forget the Mora.
Not so fast. You can't escape with Paimon on the case.
What is this? He's got backup now? Doesn't everyone say CYNO works alone? I don't like the looks of this. Either way, it's gonna be a tough fight. Any ideas? It's over. It's not like we're making a big cut anyway. I'm not losing my life here.
Huh? Did they really just give up just like that?
And just like the others I've caught. They're not deep in that circle, just dealers at the bottom of the chain. Alright, I have one question, and one question only. Where did you get this canned knowledge? Well, the pickup location is different every time. The boss tells us where it's gonna be, and that's it. We don't get a say in it. He sends someone every 5 days to bring us the goods. And when is the next batch coming? I don't know. He's telling the truth, honest. Normally, we shouldn't have received a shipment We should have received a shipment 3 days ago, but we didn't get anything. The stock we have right now is from 8 days ago, which is why there isn't much left.
CYNO wasn't kidding when he said this intel is hard to come by.
I know exactly why they didn't receive their last batch. 3 days ago was exactly when I started my investigation. I suspect whoever's running this whole thing knew that I was coming, so they cut all contact with these dealers. When you were trying to escape, you said something about me working alone. Where did you hear that from? Are you kidding? We've known your name since day one in this business. The boss warned us to watch out and even gave us info about you. But here we are. I guess we never stood a chance. They already know all about me and are trying to avoid being detected from the very beginning. These small fries are the only ones they leave out in the open, and no matter how many we catch, it won't further investigation. Only we had another lead. Like a merchant who sells a large amount of canned knowledge.
I know a person. Huh? Oh, you mean something like that? Nothing.
Do you have a potential suspect? You'd better bring them to me for judgment.
Oh, it's your judgment.
That's right. I won't turn a blind eye on any dangerous suspect.
Sounds like we should never let CYNO meet Dory. We don't know any merchants.
I see. Anyway, I'll think of a way to deal with these two, and then continue gathering information. If you manage to learn anything, you can find me at Caravan Rabat. And as for you, I don't ever want to catch you buying canned knowledge again. If you possess any unused knowledge capsules, then you should submit them to the authorities immediately. Okay, I got it. Just keep your nose out of my business.
Hey, what is that attitude, mister?
What, you got a problem with that too? Listen, buying canned knowledge is a deal between two people, the buyer and the seller. We don't need people like you butting in on our business here. Think about it. The Academia is hoarding something as convenient and useful like canned knowledge, and they must have been planning only to use it for themselves, am I right?
You may have a point.
The Academia has clearly published the potential dangers of canned knowledge. I don't like having to repeat things, and besides, I'm sure you wouldn't listen anyway. I just hope you understand that your actions are what fuels the smuggling of canned knowledge. If I ever catch you again, I'll personally see to it that you are punished. Alright, Yorichi, I need to go now.
Okay, bye-bye.
You think you can scare me?
Yorichi, why don't we go talk to Dory? She's got loads of connections and might be able to tell us something about all of this. If I remember correctly, she's usually at that palace of Alcazar. Let's go! Paimon, how the heck do you remember the name of that place? Wait, what? We've never actually been here before. What? Paimon, how do you know about this place? We've never gone here before. Ah! She wasn't here in the Archon quest. She was down south at Port Ormos. Weird. No. Oh, hi! That was easy. Hello. Tell Dory about what happened with CYNO. Or CYNO.
そんなことがあったんですの。売られなくてよかったですわ。身の隠し場所に頭を悩ませるところでしたの。
As much as I love listening to Dory's voice, I have no idea how to replicate it. Her voice stands out from any other voice I've ever heard. I see. So that's the latest scoop. Good thing you didn't rat me out. Otherwise, who knows where I'd have to be avoiding attention. Do you know who's smuggling the canned knowledge? No idea, sorry. I've already cashed out on all canned knowledge business. Huh? You mean you stopped selling it? That's right. Well, there's so much canned knowledge flooding the market. It's becoming impossible to fetch decent prices anymore. Besides, it seemed that group of smugglers...
人様からおこぼれをいただくのはごめんですわ。稼ぐと決めたら大金を稼ぐのが私のやり方ですの。
America. My dad wanted to say something. Well, besides, it seems that group of smugglers has practically taken over the market. It's a little rule of mine to never fight for a share of someone else's market. If I'm gonna make more, it's gotta be on the lion's share. Plus, with regulations getting as tight as they are now, I figured I might as well just hang it up. Oh, sounds like we came all this way for nothing. Oh, not completely. Granted, I don't know who's behind all the smuggling activity, but since you didn't sell me out, I'll let you in on what I do know. After all, those smugglers have really crossed the line, butting their way into the market like that. I hope their luck runs out soon so I can take over. I mean, so that the industry can become more fairly regulated. Hey, you just want to make more business for yourself. Is selling cat knowledge really that lucrative? Hey, don't underestimate its value. Think about it, you can gain all sorts of knowledge while bypassing the troublesome process of studying. Naturally, that makes it a product worth a high price. Of course, not everyone needs that kind of knowledge, but in a market as big as Sumeru, there is plenty of demand. Plus, the cost of production is relatively low, so even though dealers have to cover transportation costs, there is still an enormous profit to be made. And why does the academia prohibit selling cat knowledge? Being able to gain complex knowledge and become a scholar with the snap of your fingers does sound like a dream, doesn't it? But everything in this world comes at a price, right? Gaining knowledge is a complicated process. It requires learning, thinking, and practice. Even when it comes to my own business, I have to go through a lot of preparation before I put anything out for sale. But with cat knowledge, one may simply skip all the hassle and get whatever they need to know immediately. That inherently leads to at least two potential problems. First, you'll accept the knowledge as factual without a second thought, and you'll find it very hard to forget. That means that if the knowledge is flawed, then it'll be very difficult to correct. An old traveler isn't here to shut Paimon up? Huh? Am I a weird camera angle? Huh? I'm confused. I don't know what you mean. And second, excess use of knowledge capsules over an extended time diminishes your ability to think. You'll end up becoming like a library that can only store knowledge. Wow, that does sound pretty dangerous. Yoruji, you used cat knowledge before. Did you feel any negative effects? Not in particular. Exactly? Oh. Okay. Of course, using it sparingly is not an issue, which is exactly why I used to sell it. It's just like how medicine can be used to cure diseases, but can also do harm when overused. It all comes down to balancing the right amount. Anyway, back to the point. There'll be consequences if the sale of cat knowledge by those smugglers is left unchecked. And what's worse, you're playing right into their hands by focusing only on the cat knowledge that's made its way into the market. As far as I know, their real purpose is to distribute information about the Court of Desolation. That's where the real business opportunity is. The Court of Desolation? What's that? Rumor has it that it's a site of ruins from the age of King Deshret. It's said that with the treasures inside, one can see beyond life and death, but any research on the ruins is strictly banned by the academia. Word on the street is that there'll be an auction taking place in the desert. They're auctioning rare cat knowledge, so some of which is related to the Court of Desolation. Once I heard about the auction, I began to suspect that all the cat knowledge popping up in the market is just a diversion. I'd wager that their real target is the Court of Desolation. Why use cat knowledge to distribute information? Because studying those ruins is not just a simple matter. It requires knowledge spanning several fields. So if they aiming to quickly assemble a research team, cat knowledge will be the best solution. I feel hungry and Paimon looking mad tasty juicy and I still stand by it. Paimon looks like a marshmallow. I want to eat Paimon. As for the auction, chances are they're trying to attract and scout anyone with interest or expertise on the subject. On the other hand, no one can say for sure that they'll ever succeed in fighting the Court of Desolation. So they might as well just make a fortune while they're at it by hyping up their related Ken knowledge on the auction. We can share? No, she's mine. You can't have her. Sharing is caring. No! Only people who like Paimon are allowed to eat her. Which is me. I'm the only person. You said you hate Paimon, so you're not allowed to have her. Sounds the Paimon like we better head to the desert and see the auction. Who knows? We might find some leads there. That's right! And now that I've shared all that valuable info with you, it's time to introduce our limited edition desert travel kit. It comes complete with a map straight to the auction location. Saw this coming. As I said, I also have to make preparations before I sell things, right? Now, let me consider how much I should sell this for. I got it! 500,000 more per kit. It's quite the bargain. We'll even over a 50% discount for little Paimon's travel kit. Only 250,000 more. Ah, that's super expensive. You can hate eat? No, you cannot. I'll not allow you. You don't have permission. No need to worry, little one. CYNO's the best. CYNO's the one handling the investigation, isn't he? I'll be sure to bill all the expenses to him. All you'll need to do is tell him to go to the Merchant's Guild and pay the bill once the mission is completed. Just, be sure not to send him directly here, though, okay? That will leave me completely in the open. I'm sure the General Macho of the Academia would never leave any debt unpaid, and I can only imagine the funds he's allocated for investigations. Oh, maybe I should charge him more. Archie, we'd better get going. If Tori keeps at it, we'll be out of Mora. Oh, I actually got it. Okay. 500,000 more down the drain. Or at least CYNO's 500,000 more. By the way, it'll be quite a tricky task to get all the Ken knowledge off the market, don't you think? You'll probably be making some enemies along the way, too. Huh? What makes you say that? Because in the short run, the circulation of the Ken knowledge benefits everyone. Whoever is behind the smuggling gets a chance to study the Court of Desolation, while knowledge dealers stand to make big profits. Even the buyers get a rare chance to easily access knowledge that's hard to come by. So you see, it's a win for everyone. Who would want anyone stepping in and ruining the deal, hmm? As for the long-term consequences that lie ahead, most people can't see them, nor would they even believe them. So if you think about it, you are setting yourself up to be targeted by everyone. You got quite the challenge ahead of you. I can only imagine how stressed you'll feel. How about I recommend a book for you? It's called 100 Ways to De-Stress and Live Your Best. I'll offer you a 30% discount right now. Again? No way we're falling for that. My money, my precious money. I'm being robbed. Gotta get it out of here. Run. Scatter. I've escaped. Yo, CYNO, I got the goods. CYNO, I've got news for you. All those mangas are really after is a chance to research the Court of Desolation. They're hosting an auction in the desert to sell Ken knowledge about those ruins.
The Court of Desolation. Also, how on earth did you get this knowledge? Where did you hear about this from? What sort of connection did you reach out to hear about this? Are you communicating with the illegal merchants? Care to explain that one? Never mind, I won't ask how you came by this intel, but is it reliable?
Yes, it should be. We also heard that the Court of Desolation contains treasure from the time of King Deshret. Is that true? Also, I'm not sure why, but some reason doing Dora's voice really hurt my throat. My throat really hurts right now. I should not have done that. I don't know if it'll get better after like 10 minutes if I don't do Dory's voice again. Or if it's gonna hurt for the rest of the day. I don't know.
Partially. It was a secret place built by a dark sect from the age of King Deshret. The ruins do contain treasures, but the place is also rife with unknown dangers. According to past research, one must forfeit their life as a price of entering. They're not some ordinary ruins, so the Academia strictly prohibited any related research. However, if they are using the canon knowledge as a way to move information and recruit researchers, then I suppose our conclusion does have some validity. Regardless, we need to go into the desert.
Are there many people trying to study the Code of Desolation?
Less in recent years, but there are always those who attempt to do so, both inside and outside the Academia. After all, legends claim that whoever obtains the treasures inside can see beyond life and death, or even resurrect the dead. Death is often the greatest grievance for many people, though they're fully aware that the chances of these rumors are being true are slim. They hold tight to such fantasies and pursue them regardless. That's why some continue to research it, regardless of it being a restricted subject. On top of that, it's hard to track the source of information containing canon knowledge. Do you know where the auction is taking place?
Yes, we do.
Good. We'll go investigate. But before that, we'll have to get rid of these people tailing us.
Huh? People tailing us?
That's right. Let's begin to leave town and see what happens. I'm sure they'll reveal themselves as soon as we make a move. Don't worry, I'll make short work of them.
That's CYNO for ya. But we can only handle, you know. Gonna just waltz on out of town. Also, I feel like while I'm doing the Sumeru character story quest, I should probably shove Dory onto the team for thematic purposes. Maybe Yo-Yo. Yum. Going around the path. Hello.
Hold it right there. Into the desert, are we? I would think twice if I were you.
Huh? Who are you?
That doesn't matter. All you need to know is that someone wishes to inform you that it's not too late to turn back. Ah, you must be CYNO. I've heard a lot about you. You've got quite a reputation. But this time you're in over your head. Unless you turn around right now, I'm afraid that even you won't return unscathed. And as for you two, why bother sticking your noses in trouble that doesn't even concern you, hmm?
Knowledge is becoming a problem here. That's right. We won't just sit back and do nothing.
Have you really thought it through? You're not just doing this for recognition, are you, CYNO? My employer said that he's willing to compromise, as long as you just walk away. He could, for example, reduce the amount of canned knowledge on the market. I'm sure that would help your investigation appear to be successful enough. On top of that, he's willing to give you a cut of the profit. So you see, you get both Mora and a boost to your reputation. I can't think of a reason why you would pass that up. Is that so? Well, I can't think of a reason why I'd accept. I've heard enough. Get out of my way. Sorry, no can do. We're getting paid to ensure you disappear. Since you won't turn back willingly, then we're gonna have to make you go back.
Okay, fine. You have chosen death. Water. Sorry. then burst. Ta-da! I did it.
Ugh, this doesn't change anything. You're in over your head, CYNO. There'll be others coming for you. You'll regret it. Let's get out of here.
Shouldn't we follow them?
No need. Even if we apprehend them, there'll be little information to gain. Besides, it might also be a trap. I apologize for bringing you into this dangerous mess. Just being associated with me will inevitably cause you to become targets as well. You should be careful from now on. Sleep with one eye open.
Oh wait, hold on. There's no way anyone could sleep without closing their eyes. Right?
You'll be surprised. Anyway, just be careful. Mercenaries are never quick to forget. In their line of work, even a single failure is bad for reputation. They may even stay hidden in some dark corner for a very long time, waiting for the right moment to ambush you. They'll do anything to keep their prestige intact.
Have you encountered that kind of situation before, CYNO?
Yes, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was carrying out a mission with one of my superiors. I didn't have much experience at the time, and I let my guard down after we had closed the case. I ended up being attacked by the remainder of the mercenaries. My superior was injured while protecting me, and we struggled to gain control of the situation. I've become more vigilant ever since, staying alert even while I'm asleep.
Oh, who could have seen that coming? Oh, is he okay?
He survived with a fractured wrist. It took 2 months for him to recover, but luckily there weren't any further complications. Last year, he transferred to an administrative role for personal reasons, and no longer participates in live missions. His name is Taj Radkani, a very well-respected matcha. You'll have a chance to meet him someday. Anyway, our mission will be dangerous. I'm already used to such grueling conditions, but I don't want to see you two get hurt.
Don't worry, Paimon will stay alert. Oh, there's danger coming up my way. We've also experienced a lot of sticky situations.
Good. Don't worry, it won't be long till we're at the bottom of this. And once this is all over, I'll sweep away any other hidden dangers.
Oh. Following up. Actually, it'll be a lot faster to teleport. Meow. Hello, I'm here. So hot. If only there was some shade for us to cool off under. Maybe we should take a break.
We still have a long way to go, so you'll need to hang in there for a little while longer. This is not a good place to rest anyway.
Okay. But don't you feel hot too, CYNO?
Of course, but I'm accustomed to these conditions.
Care to share any tips? Paimon's about to melt away.
Just try to stay focused. Use your willpower to support your mind. The moment you start to give in is when you'll feel more tired. Take one step after another. Don't let your mind perceive your body's limitations. You must get somewhere safe before we can relax.
Okay, if you say so. But where would be a more safe place to rest? Paimon thinks this is a perfectly safe place to stop. Just look around. It's just sand and desert. There aren't any monsters for miles around. Where did these scorpions come from?
Watch out. Something's not right about them. They're giant. They're like huge, enormous scorpions. Giant enemy scorpions, one might say.
Yes, I can see that, CYNO. Thank you. There's more? Or not? Okay. Well, I really didn't expect to see those here.
Those weren't just normal scorpions. See? There are marked numbers on their pincers. These were raised by someone.
So you mean...
Someone doesn't want us to show up at the auction. These scorpions were sent to keep us away. We are surrounded by desert as far as the eye can see. If we were killed out here, nobody would ever know.
This place is super dangerous. Good thing we didn't let our guard down.
Something's not right. There are no roads in the desert, so how could they know where we are? Stay still, Yorichi. Here's the answer. They must have planted this on you.
Huh? Oh, what is it?
A miniature tracking device made by the Kushauror. They can use this to discern your approximate location. But this device wasn't licensed for mass production. Where did they get it? Could someone from the Kushauror also be involved? But that doesn't seem right.
Paimon never knew that kind of thing even existed. Why would it be on Yorichi?
They probably planted on the Traveler during our fight with the mercenaries earlier.
I didn't even notice.
It was a frantic fight. It's only natural you didn't notice the device.
Well, good thing you're able to find it, CYNO. Now, let's get rid of it.
No. I'll hold on to it for now. It might still be useful for us. Let's keep heading into the auction. It would be dangerous to linger here any longer.
Continue heading to the desert auction. Okay. I'm continuing. There's mushrooms. They're back again. How many of them are there? DPS yo. Oh, they're already dead. Oops. This is fine. Wow, Ken knowledge. Weird. Is this where the auction is? There's nobody here. Yeah, not a single soul. Maybe they're on break right now or something?
We didn't waste any time getting here after we defeated those mercenaries. They shouldn't have been able to give any warning of our arrival. But even so, they still knew we were coming. Someone here must have been watching the tracker and warned everyone to clear out.
What should we do now?
We searched the area. They couldn't have moved all the knowledge capsules so quickly. There might still be something left for us to find.
Alright, let's take a good look around the area. Knowledge. Ordinary Ken knowledge. Seems to have nothing to do with the Court of Desolation. A large amount of Ken knowledge has been piled here, enough to fetch an extremely large amount of more at market price. The scattered footprints have not been completely written by the wind and sand, but it's impossible to speculate on the direction of the merchants escaped from the footprints. The sun to be just drinking water leisurely and seems to be completely unaffected.
Did you find anything?
Footprints. No, nothing in particular. Only some average-looking knowledge capsules.
It's possible there weren't many knowledge capsules containing info about the Court of Desolation, so they carried those off. But don't worry, I have another idea, Yorichi. You two start heading back the way we came. I'll remain hidden here. Come back and meet me here after some time has passed. I'm sure something will come up by then.
So that's why you wanted me to carry the tracking device.
They packed up in a hurry and didn't have the time to carry off all the goods. They won't just leave them here. Once they think we left the premises, they'll be back to pick up their belongings. We just need to make sure the tracker goes far enough from here to make them assume that it's safe to come back.
Oh, Paimon gets it. We'll let them out because they'll think we left. Okay, we'll start heading away and leaving this place to you. I'm back. Hello back, I'm Yuri. Welcome back.
Yes, and don't worry, if they dare to return, I'll make sure they stay.
Leave the auction with the tracker. Teleport here? No. Sure is a whole lot of desert around here, huh? Hold on. Eh. Sure is a whole lot of desert around here, huh? Wow, it's all colder than me. How original. I don't see the problem. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I've probably gone far enough now, right? Yeah, this is far enough. Yay! Now let's rest for a little while before we go back and find the CYNO. Sit and rest for a while nearby. It's probably about time for us to head back to the auction. Now let's go. Maybe CYNO's finally found some leads. Wow. Amazing. We did it. Mission accomplished. Good job, us. We walked all the way here just to wait. And then walk all the way back. Also, there's an Oculus here. I'm gonna... yoink. Now I need to open the TIM to mark this on the TIM. Ah. Give me a second. Why don't they just put the TIM inside of the game? Nobody knows! Here. Mark. Got it. Now we teleport back to where we came from. Meow. Yep, sure is a whole lot of desert around here. Wow. Whole lot of desert. Bang. Ah, it looks like CYNO caught someone. So you're the bad guy behind all this, aren't you? Alright, tell him on everything you know. I'm pretty sure he's not behind all this. I'm pretty sure he's another lackey. Does he know anything about the smuggling?
I didn't act immediately when he showed up. Rather, I laid low and observed for a while instead. He's not the primary instigator, but he is most likely one of the more important dealers here. Am I right? Yes, impressive. You certainly lived up to your reputations, CYNO. If I had any idea you were still around, I wouldn't have gotten so greedy.
Oh, greedy? What do you mean by that?
Once everyone knew you were coming, all the cat knowledge dealers abandoned their goods and fled at once. Obviously, there wasn't time to pack up everything. Since all the goods were just left here unsupervised, I thought I'd use the opportunity to come back and take what I could. You know, free merchandise is good business, but... I suppose there's no use explaining it now. You must know who's manufacturing and selling the cat knowledge, correct? Will you tell us willingly? Or do I need to make you talk? No, I'll talk. But before that, perhaps you can take the conversation elsewhere? If we stay here, chances are that someone will see me with you. That'll put both me and my family in danger. Alright, where do you suggest we go? How about my home in Aru village? It should be safe there. Fine, let's head out. You can throw away the tracker now, Yorichi.
Why does this seem like it's gonna be a trap? Listen, buddy, you better not try to trick us.
Come on now, do you really think I try to pull anything under CYNO's watch? Seriously, what can I even do?
Set up a trap. Ambush. Because it's... Because it's what? Oh. Melon. Or not. Because it's a trap! Hello. Dad, you're back! Oh, we have guests? Hi there.
This is my daughter, Seaman. She can be a little shy of strangers. Why don't you run along now, dear? Dad needs to talk with our guests.
Okay.
Everyone knows CYNO in our business, but let me ask, who are you two?
Paimon is Paimon, and this is Yurichi.
To be honest, I really didn't expect to see CYNO, the lone operator, working with any partners. When I saw the tracker start moving away, I assumed you had decided to just go back empty-handed. But even though you caught me, I'd still urge you to stop while you still can. You should abandon this investigation. Why is that? Everything from the manufacturing of canned knowledge to the sales, and even splitting the profits. Every step of the process involves dozens, if not hundreds of people. Massive profits have brought everyone together in this business. Everyone will try their best to defend this industry that we've worked to build. It'll be a long and difficult fight, even for you, CYNO. And even if you manage to win in the end, no one will thank you. If anything, you yourself might even feel remorse. Why are you so bent on pulling us out of business? Everyone has their own reason for what they do. I don't have to explain mine.
Here's some tea, Dad. And for the guests, too.
Right. I forgot to offer tea to our guests. Thank you.
Don't mention it. And, I should tell you that our tea tastes kind of bitter. But I put some sugar in it to make it a little tastier.
That's my girl. Do we still have any sugar left? If not, I'll buy some more next time.
Yes, we do. Okay, I'm gonna go have a rest now.
Didn't you say that everyone's in it for the massive profits? That sure doesn't seem to be the case for you.
Screwing up our local business can't me. I don't know if this counts as a local business. This is more like a legal business. Like, from what I can tell, this is equivalent to people selling alcohol during the prohibition. CYNO is basically acting as the government here. Or like a fugitive, or not fugitive, but like he's his own independent person, but he's working to uphold the government's laws. It's weird. He's not really part of the government anymore. It's really confusing. Vigilante, yeah, that's the word.
Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I was hoping to ask you for a favor. My daughter was born with a chronic disease, so she has a relatively weak heart and lungs. Even slightly strenuous exercise can cause her to faint and prove to be a life-threatening risk. That's why she's never really had any friends to play with, and why she locks herself up in her room most of the time. She has to take lots of medicine, and it doesn't come cheap. As for me, I was just an average merchant. I would wake up early and travel all around to make a profit, but the morale was still nowhere near enough. I could only watch my daughter's health deteriorate day by day.
Of course, they have a sob story. This happens with almost every single character story quest. Either the character themselves or one of the key NPCs has to have some kind of sob story. Either a sad backstory or a sad moment during the quest. I still think CYNO's was the best though. Not biased, by the way. I mean, Arlecchino's was probably objectively the best character story quest, but CYNO is my favorite character story quest now. Totally not biased.
Until one day, someone reached out and showed me a way to really make a profit. Selling canned knowledge? That's right. With all the more I made, I could finally afford medical treatment for my daughter. Nothing made me happier than seeing her get better.
I was born at a very young age. I would hope you were. I'm pretty sure everybody was.
And many others like me. Smuggling canned knowledge might seem like an unforgivable crime to you, but to us, it's a means of survival. I wanted to tell you all this so that maybe you could understand and change your mind. Please, stay out of this, CYNO. Give us a way to survive.
Oh no. That means that if we prevent the sale of canned knowledge, his daughter will... With bones made from glass and skin made from air. Huh? That sounds like a reference. I don't get the reference. Dot.
I must get to the truth. I can find someone to help treat your child, but I cannot turn a blind eye to the smuggling. These are two completely different issues.
SpongeBob? Oh. I used to watch SpongeBob, but I don't remember most of it.
Somehow knew you would say that. But having your word to help my daughter is enough for me. Since you insist on continuing the investigation, you should have a look around the back of my home.
You should rewatch it? If I'm ever gonna watch anything related to SpongeBob anytime soon, I'm probably gonna rewatch the two main SpongeBob things I want to rewatch is the 2D movie, like the one where they fall into the abyss or the deep area and they find that weird tavern and there's the spooky bus. That's all I remember from the movie. And the first 3D animated trailer where they go onto the surface. Or no, wait. Oh, I forgot. There was also a little bit of live action in the first movie, wasn't there? Wait, how many movies are there? I feel like there was also a movie involving King Poseidon and his daughter, the princess. How many SpongeBob movies are there? I forgot. 4? Oh, I thought I only remembered 2 of them, but I might have seen 3. Maybe all 4. I did recently see a trailer for a Sunny Cheeks movie, but I don't think that's out yet, so not gonna watch that one. If I make a movie night, we're gonna watch only SpongeBob. If I ever do a movie night, the first thing we're gonna watch is Usagi Otokase-san. Okase-san and Morning Glories. And then the Yuru Camp movie. Those are the 2 most important movies. Might also throw in a couple of my childhood favorite movies like How to Train Your Dragon. Or Kung Fu Panda. Those are also good movies. SpongeBob after? Maybe. I don't know, we'll see.
Somehow knew you would say that. But having your word to help my daughter is enough for me. Since you insist on continuing the investigation, you should have a look around the back of my home. You'll find some goods I received just recently. I think everything will become clear to you once you see them.
Go to the back of the house with CYNO. Oh, look at all of this! Why are some of them purple and blue? I thought they were all green. Not an entertaining idea? What do you mean? I am entertaining the idea. Have to bargain with him, would. There's other stuff I wanna watch. SpongeBob is not high on their priority list. But speaking of suggestions that you're giving me, I did read a few chapters of Shadow's House. I forgot how many. It was like somewhere between 12 or 17. It was super cute. I really liked the beginning of Shadow's House. I only started not liking it a little bit later on, cause it was super cute and adorable and happy at the beginning. But then once Emily started like going outside of the small area and meeting all the other characters, it started getting really serious, and then it was less fun. It's cool, yeah. The concept is really cool, but also a little too serious for me. I wanted it to be slice of life, and it was not. It reminds me a lot of another one of my favorite manga, which is one of my favorite manga by one of my favorite manga artists, Ito Hachi. It was title was something like Animal-Eared Girl Mel and or no, it was Master and Animal-Eared Girl Mel. So like, Goshin-sama to Kemono Mimi no Shoujo Meru. I think? Hold on, I have it. I should have a bookmark. No! Why do I not have Itohachi bookmarked? Dang it. Itohachi. Kemono Mimi? Does that work? It's my enemy list. Ah, there it is! Goshin-sama to Kemono Mimi no Shoujo Meru. It's furry-haired girl, Mel, and her master. That's one of my favorite mangas. It's very similar to Shadow House for the first... Or, it's similar to the first 12 chapters or so of Shadow's House. Story about a little animal girl in a world where most people with animal ears are seen as like slightly less than human, so they're usually like maids or servants or pets. And her master is a very lonely person, but she owns a whole mansion and a single old maid. And since she was lonely, she decided to adopt a Kemono Mimi girl, Mel. And even though Mel's master is very serious and monotone and kind of intimidating, she's always trying to be super nice to Mel. It's really cute. Too long of a title? It's not that long compared to a lot of other manga. Should I just copy paste in chat so you can search for it? Oh, there. That's the title. Maybe it seems longer if you don't understand Japanese. Surprisingly, I somehow understand all the words in the title. So I guess it doesn't seem as long for me. Adopting a furry sounds interesting. Not a furry. No, it's a little girl who has fluffy ears and a fluffy tail. That's it. That's one of my favorite manga, and one of my favorite manga artists as well. I like a lot of other of Itohachi's manga. They also have a whole bunch of spin-offs to that same one, with the same characters. Semi-furry god. Whatever. The only times I consider a character to be a semi-furry is if they like behave way too much like an animal, like how Kirara or Nekomata Mia from Genshin Impact and Zenless Zero behave. Those are semi-furries, because they actually behave like cats. Anywho, CYNO story. Where was I? I got distracted by manga. Oh, look at all of this.
Yes, all neatly packed away and organized in boxes. To think that this is only one dealer's worth. Small producers couldn't possibly support such a large quantity of goods. Could the Academia have had a hand in this? But such a volume of goods wouldn't be able to slip through inspection.
Chili cute manga. Yeah, like I told you. It's one of my favorites. Favorite manga by a favorite artist. It's super cute. Hey, look! These seem different from the other knowledge capsules I've seen. Maybe they contain knowledge about the Court of Desolation. Oh, it looks too sweet. Am I giving both types of diabetes? I don't see their problem there.
Yes, that makes sense. Oh, wait, what's this?
Some sort of marking we've never seen before? Do you know what it is, CYNO?
Yes, it's a Matra seal, indicating that the goods have passed Matra inspection. I started to suspect that someone in the Academia might be involved when I found the tracker earlier, but how they could ship so much canned knowledge out of the Academia was still a mystery.
That reminds me of those one-off Toho mangas back in the day. I've seen a few fan-made Toho manga. I don't remember any of them that had a similar art style to Itohachi's. Then again, I also haven't read a lot of especially older manga. I think some of the oldest ones I read was from like about 8 years ago, maybe. And the Kimono Mimi one that I just now told you about, that's from 6 years ago. That's one of the oldest ones that I know.
The pieces have now all fallen into place. With this Macho seal, Good can leave the academia without undergoing a second inspection. No wonder they don't want me to investigate. It turns out that a Macho is behind this. Even I find it hard to believe.
It could be a misunderstanding.
Could I ask you for a favor, Yorichi?
I think you've already been doing that, but sure, go ahead.
Since all this canned knowledge came from the academia, then it's highly likely that the knowledge regarding the Court of Distillation originated from research files stored within the academia. If we can enter the repository, we can find out who accessed these files. But considering my current status, if I suddenly show up at the academia now, it'll only draw unnecessary attention. You'll need to be the one who checks the records. I'll write a letter to Nabil, and he'll take you there.
Sure thing, leave it to us.
I'll also keep working here in the meantime. Although our leads are all currently pointing to someone within the academia, it's obvious that they also have power outside of it.
Dang, 6 years? Is that a long time? I didn't think it was that long. I mean, it's kinda long, but not that long, right?
We can get more information on other dealers from Bahari. I'll stay here and make some preparations. You can find me anytime if you uncover more info.
Ta-da! I'm saying those introduction letter to Nabil. Also, I'm nearly out of tea. I'm gonna have to refill it in a minute. It's long? It's nowhere near as long as Shadow's house. There's 3 volumes and what, like 30 chapters? How long was it? I already forgot. I should really bookmark it, shouldn't I? Oh, bookmark. Itohachi. Just in case. There we go. What are some of Hitachi's newest manga? I haven't been keeping up with some of their newest stuff like Yuri Drill. Yuri Drill. Oh, there's another volume of The Moon is Beautiful, isn't it? They have another one shot in one of the Strawberry Parfait anthologies. Itohachi also has a lot of one-shot manga for One Lolly themed manga. Themed Yuri manga. They're in a lot of anthologies. Yeah, the main 3 volumes are only like 17 chapters. Meanwhile, Shadow's house is almost 200. It's a lot shorter. But if you count all the spin-offs of Kemono Mimi no Shoujo Naru, there's probably like twice as many. It's probably about 40 chapters total. How have you been? I've been good. I've been comfy. Can you imagine Noragami anime 10 years ago? I have no idea what that is. Hello. I have come with information for you.
Hello, we meet again. Have you managed to find CYNO? If so, how's he doing?
Have you been? I just said I'm good. I'm doing good. I'm comfy. I'm currently playing through CYNO's character story quest in Genshin Impact. And also getting a little bit sidetracked talking about my favorite manga. Give Nabil the letter from CYNO.
I read the letter and must admit that I hadn't expected things to be so serious. Sorry. Had I known it would be so dangerous, I never would have gotten you two involved.
How have you been? How have you been? Hmm? It's alright, but you wanted to help CYNO too.
I can tell that he really trusts you. The research files stored away in the restricted repository are far from ordinary. Everything there is essentially about dangerous research that's forbidden by the academia. Even I don't usually have authorization to enter, but with this letter from CYNO, it shouldn't be a problem.
Forbidden research.
That's right. Granted, the academia is very supportive when it comes to research. They encourage scholars to conduct all kinds of studies. However, some forms of research are proven to be so dangerous that the might have to step in and put a stop to them. Normally, after some particular research becomes prohibited, the majority of the related files will be destroyed. But some information may be retained as a record to warn later researchers. Such information is kept in the restricted repository, which is heavily guarded. Follow me, I'll show you. Hopefully we'll find the answers that CYNO is looking for.
The restricted repository. Sounds kinda dangerous. Oh, we'd better keep an eye out. I'm getting flashbacks to the beginning of the MSQ and Endwalker Final Fantasy 14. Hello. But you never asked. Never been more happy. Grades finally dropped, and I'm higher than my friend by 1 point. Pretty good, pretty good. All things nice, all things well.
Okay, I understand. Since CYNO is vouching for you, I suppose we can trust you. You may browse the information regarding the Court of Desolation. Ask me if you have any questions. But I suggest avoiding any other research files. Sometimes the less you know, the better.
Otaiba activates the device and a secret door opens in the wall. Where, bitch?
So this is the restricted repository. I never thought I'd see the inside of it. This is a first for both you and me.
Do you also know CYNO, Otaiba?
There are many who do not openly converse with others from the academia. But even so, there are very few who I feel could be trusted with the real secret. CYNO happens to be one of them. Even though he is no longer in the academia, I still trust him. And that goes for anyone he trusts as well. The files are over there. Just make it quick.
What am I looking for? Secret text interpretation menu. Records an account of the Harvatat researcher being sentenced to prison for deciphering forbidden documents. Not what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? Here. Records an account of Spundamite, a researcher who was expelled from the academy for studying mechanical life forms. Ah, I know about that one. We just did that one yesterday. In Tino's character quest. The Court of Desolation. Wow. Oh boy. My loose actor can't speak. Speaking of which, before I read all of this, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go refill my teeth to prepare for this one. Hello? I'm back. I got the tea. I'm also cold, so I'm getting my blanket. Entering comfy mode. I got my honey for the tea. Reading everything might bite you in the butt. Huh? What do you mean? Especially in the Elder Scrolls games. Well, good thing I've never played Elder Scrolls before. I don't read everything in Genshin Impact. Like, there's a whole lot of actual books that you can collect in the game, but those are all side things. Usually the only times I read books like these ones are if they're part of the Archon quest or character story quest. Any other time I used to ignore them. I'm back. Alright, fine, I see how it is. Still material with the Court of Desolation. Despite repeated prohibitions, research on the Court of Desolation in the past decade has increased without ceasing. Researchers are studying the history of the Court of Desolation, meaning go through 3 stages: discovery, investigation, and fanaticism. The earliest stage of research is the relatively basic discovery phase, which causes little to no harm. The results of their discoveries will show that treasures related to life and death may be hidden within the Court of Desolation. We already know this. This is also where the rumor of bringing the dead back to life may begin. Following the initial phase is a prolonged investigation phase. All documentation regarding the location of the Court of Desolation has been vague at best. As a result, the structure itself has never been truly discovered. Many researchers deplete their resources searching in the desert, only to find a scant few remaining stone tablets in the world with the words, "Entering the Court of Desolation comes at the price of one's life." 2 different interpretations of this line have quickly emerged as a result. Some believe that the price of one's life is the key to entering the Court of Desolation, when others asserted that it was a requirement for the court to appear because the Court of Desolation has never been discovered. The latter view gradually became mainstream. As a result, many researchers went in a short period of time, overtaken by their fervent desire to make the Court of Desolation appear. They tended to sacrifice their lives. Relevant research became increasingly dangerous and was eventually banned. But even after that, many academic scholars secretly continued their research. It's not until 7 scholars, including Murtada Radkani, were arrested that research into the Court of Desolation ended a period of stagnation once again. So, these first couple paragraphs we already knew. The part about the price of one's life, that kind of reminds me of one of the similar world quests that we did about a month ago. We went to one of the temples, and one of the NPCs, or I guess technically 2 of the NPCs there, did some sort of ritual that sacrificed himself. Or put them into an eternal slumber, which made them like sort of omnipresent all throughout the whole temple, but also mostly present in some sort of void abyss space. I don't remember if that was called the Court of Distillation though. I forgot what it's called. Oh, there's a lot to read here, Yurichi. Have you found anything yet? Murtada Radkani. Oh, is that the name of one of the two airlines from the world quest? This reacher's name sounds familiar. Oh, it reminds Paimon of CYNO's former partner.
His former partner? That would be Taj Radkani. But you're not far off. Mardana Radkani was Taj's only son. What? Taj's son went to prison for researching the Court of Desolation.
Why do you sound so surprised? You're a marshal, aren't you?
It's just that they arrested him in secret, so it was never publicly known. All I knew was that Taj's son was taken to prison. It's not just me. I bet even CYNO didn't even know about that.
Is there any way we can meet Murtada?
No, unfortunately, there isn't. He took his own life not long after he went to prison. You've heard about Taj, right? I know Nabil was... I know Nabil has every Matra knows him. I'd say he's probably pushing 50 this year, which makes him one of the most experienced Matra. He is a man of integrity and honesty, and has made countless achievements. His reputation goes back a long way now.
Politics again! Yeah, pretty much. I told you that this quest is about CYNO being a vigilante for the government, stopping people from doing illegal trade. Sort of politics.
He used to be CYNO's only partner. Taj is also skilled with the polearms, so the two of them used to practice together when they weren't on a mission. Ah, right. I heard CYNO mention that before. But one day, Taj suddenly decided to retire from active duty and transfer to an administrative position.
Not even good politics, just sad old politics? Yeah.
I wonder if it had anything to do with that Murtada incident. Taj was already very well known by the time Murtada was born. So when Murtada came to study at the academia, everyone had high expectations of him. He had to face a lot of pressure.
I feel like the only times that Genshin does good politics is during the Archon quests, because technically the Archons are like the leaders of the regions, technically, but not really just government bodies.
Then he had an unpleasant dispute with his father, but they were eventually able to work things out. Not long after they had reconciled, Murtada was caught studying in the Court of Desolation, which is in violation of academia rules. Taj arrested his son and put him behind bars. He begged for leniency, but Taj wouldn't agree. Shortly after, Murtada slit his own throat with the pieces of a broken bowl. By the time Taj arrived at the scene, it was already too late. He never had a last chance to see his son.
Technically God? They're both gods and also presidents. I guess. I mean, Raiden Shogun is literally called Raiden Shogun. She's the Shogun of Inazuma. Literally the government. And Neuvillette is the head of the court of Fontaine. Literally the head judge of the government.
Since then, Taj has been periodically coming to the repository. He'll hold the files from his son's research with a remorseful look on his face. I guess that's why he chose to move to administrative work. I had no idea that happened. That must be really hard for Taj. I never heard him mention that to anyone.
Oh, that's awful. Paimon feels terrible now. Are you okay, Yorichi? You say Taj comes to the repository?
Wait, don't tell me you're starting to suspect Taj now. Impossible. Taj would never do that. I mean, yes, he does have a big reputation and has access to such research. But this is Taj we're talking about. He would never do anything against regulations. Never. But if you claim that the Ken knowledge was originating from the academia, then Taj is indeed a suspect. Because he was the only one who could have recently gone through research files about the Court of Desolation. There are so many files about those ruins that it would be difficult to restart any research. Since the 7 original researchers were put behind bars, it's hard enough just trying to make sense of these files. However, if the files were made into canon knowledge, they could be understood immediately. By doing so, one could restart the research outside the academia without anyone ever noticing. But even so, according to the legends, the treasures inside the Court of Desolation could allow someone to see beyond life and death, or even bring the dead back to life, right? So maybe Taj is trying to bring Murtada back. Though I don't really believe Taj would ever try to do something like that. I'm just telling you what I know. It's the job of the Matra to find the truth and track down criminals. Do you have any questions? If not, it'd be best if you leave now.
Paimon's kinda confused. Yarchio, what should we do from here? Let's go ask around somewhere else.
Oh, now that I think about it, CYNO suspected that the Ken knowledge was coming from within the academia, right? There's no way so many boxes could ever get through without drawing any attention. Maybe we could try asking people around the gate of the academia and see what we can find. Don't worry, Tosh. I won't let your reputation be tarnished.
Alright then, let's go ask around. Time to go talk to 3 NPCs. Never mind, 2 NPCs. I was wrong. I was close enough. These guys are weird. Agreed.
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently? No, not that I'm aware of. Perhaps you could ask someone else?
Okay, why did I come here? What was the point of that dialogue interaction? What was the purpose?
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leading to the academia recently? Huh? Well, yes, but isn't that pretty normal? The academia consumes so many resources each day. Everything from cooking ingredients, raw materials, even equipment for experiments. It's normal for goods to be coming in and out.
Right, but we're looking for shipments with a matcha seal. Have you seen any like that?
That I'm not too sure of. I normally wouldn't notice whether the goods have any seals or not. Maybe you could ask someone else?
Glad we're getting nothing. Oh, there is a 3rd NPC. I was correct. I'm just not allowed to talk to the correct one until the last.
Huh? Why do you ask? I'm just checking to ensure nothing unusual has happened. Well, I can't say it's unusual, but I did notice something. There's a researcher who has been making frequent shipments recently. Dozens of large boxes each time, if not more. When I asked him about it, he said that they just contain a bunch of old, worn-out machines. Used to often sell scrap machines to traveling merchants, so I didn't really think anything of it. But he's been making a lot of shipments recently. They weren't ever so many outdated machines before. And he didn't find that suspicious? Well, why didn't he report it for inspection? Well, the boxes were stamped with a matcha seal. Well, why should I bother? Of course, I did start to wonder about the seal once, thinking that maybe they forged it or something. But you should know it. But you know what happened? A man named Taj came here and told me that he had already inspected the goods personally, and ordered me to leave the researcher alone. I couldn't question his word, could I?
This guy's king of the jungle? Huh? Tarzan? I don't think they look like Tarzan.
Impossible! And there must be sort of mistake. There's no way Taj would ever...
Just calm down, everyone. George of the jungle, even? I don't understand the references. I don't understand the references.
No, I won't believe it. Taj is an honorable man. Someone must be trying to frame him. Wait, I know another Mahjong who works with Taj. I could ask him to let us speak with Taj.
Wow. Nabila runs off and returns with someone shortly after. See, this is so much better than if the quest made us teleport and walk all the way over to him to talk to him and say, hey, can you come with us and talk to this guard? And he's like,
huh? Okay, sure, I guess.
And then we have to teleport back to where we were and talk to this NPC again. Just cut to black and take us to the NPC. You don't know George the monkey? Curious George? I know Curious George, but Curious George was never in a jungle, was he? I thought Curious George grew up in the city with the yellowhead man. I don't remember George the jungle monkey. No? Yeah, I don't know.
As I've already told you, I don't have any way to contact Taj. A few eremites showed up looking for Taj yesterday, and he met with them in his office. I was standing outside of the door and I vaguely heard them say, "Found it." Before I realized it, the door opened and Taj left with a group of them. I noticed that he had also changed into eremite attire.
George in the Jungle was the original Tarzan? Ah, like the original book or novel that it was based on? I don't know anything about that. Except more monkey than human. Before it got Disney-fied.
But Taj didn't come to work today, so I also started to feel a little concerned about the whole thing. If you'd like to speak with him, maybe you can try visiting his home? He lives just on the outskirts of Samara City.
A group of eremites? Could Taj really be the one making all that kind of knowledge?
No way. Taj is just like CYNO. They're considered heroes among the Machua. And there's no way that he would...
Let's go to his home and have a look.
Fine. Looks like there's no other choice.
Hey, don't let it go get to you just yet. We'll get to the bottom of this once and for all. No movie? I thought it was the novel that Tarzan was based on. I thought Tarzan was a movie. I'm even more confused. Yep. Meow.
So this is Taj's place. There doesn't seem to be anyone here.
Well, what should we do then? Do we break in?
No, wait, the door's unlocked. Did Taj leave in a hurry? Well, anyway, we're still not sure if he's the real culprit. Probably not a good idea to go in without permission.
Tarzan is based on the novel, so there is a movie. You said no movie. Or is Tarzan not a movie? Is there like a TV show? I always thought Tarzan was a movie. I've never watched Tarzan before. I don't know. There's no other option though.
Yeah, you're right. Even if we apply for a warrant now, we won't be able to do anything until tomorrow at the earliest. This is an emergency. I just hope Taj doesn't mind.
You enter Taj's home and search around.
What's this?
It's a paper full of names written on it. And a map. Namiel, can you make any sense of this?
Yes. This is definitely Taj's handwriting. These papers look like records.
George is a parody of the novel? What? I thought George the Monkey was the name of the novel. Or George of the Jungle. Or one of those two. There's way too many layers to this, I don't understand. The more you try to explain it, the more confused I'm getting.
These are transactions between Taj and some other people. From the look of the numbers, the scale of this smuggling case is absolutely massive.
When you need to watch Sponge and George? No, I don't wanna. I don't feel like it. SpongeBob, maybe. George? No.
The whole operation involves more than 300 people, including dozens of celebrities. These are famous scholars, merchants, mercenaries. I have a feeling that CYNO might be unaware of what he's up against. There's no way anyone could face such a large organization on their own.
Maybe he is aware of that. But even so, he won't back down.
You're right. That's just who he is. As for the map, it appears to indicate the location of the Court of Desolation. Now let's take it to CYNO and let him decide how to proceed.
Tarzan of the Apes is the name of the novel. Ah. Okay. Ancient map. We get two maps. A map and a picture. Wow, how useful.
If Taj really has turned on his honor and committed these terrible acts, then I suspect that he might already be at the Court of Dissolution as we speak. I don't want to suspect him, but I also don't know him very well. Maybe CYNO will know what to do.
Alright, we'll look in these casino and see. Let's go. Yeah. Over here. Oh, and everyone's gonna become a whole can of worms. Every time a word comes up and we ask if it's a Limbus company or Library of Luna reference, imagine trying to explain that to somebody who doesn't know what Project Moon is. Hello, I got the goods. You tell CYNO everything that's happened. That I do. Well, CYNO, what do you make of it?
Taj. It's been a while since I last saw him. From what I remember, he's a straight-laced man. Although he would resort to extreme measures from time to time, he would never do anything against his beliefs.
So, do you think he's the one behind all this?
I'm still not sure. I cannot imagine how devastating this incident with Murtada was for him, nor can I deny the possibility that people can change. Whether it's out of love for a son, or for other reasons, we have to see for ourselves to judge him. Or rather, the person he's become.
The evidence is stacked against him now.
That's right. It's clear that he had a hand in this case, yet he made no report of it. There's no doubting that. That's also why I need to see him. I must ask his reasoning and judge him myself. Time is ticking. Let's go.
All the way over there. Friend calls, my wife just died. Me playing Roland's theme. See now they're gone, forever gone from. Why are you singing that song? What? I just told you my wife just died. What? It's a Library of Luna reference. Why are you making a Library of Luna reference? What? What is that? Perfectly normal conversations. Well, I'm here. Now what? According to the instructions on the map. Where's the map? Here. I don't know how this picture helps. Doesn't mean it's underneath? Not on top? It's a little bit south. Like right here. On this tent. Bonk. Don't need to beat up all of you because I will. Yeah. Oh. Ta-da! There's more! Bye-bye! Spread! 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 Spread more! You're not spreading enough! Spread more! Okay, they spread enough. Enigmatic page. No, nothing. Okay. I guess it's underneath. Maybe. Somehow. This doesn't seem right. There's a pile of pebbles. Rocks. Oh, Radiant Spin Crystal. Why is the yellow circle so massive? This is not helping. Oh, I found a cave. Oh, hello there. What are you? Court of Distillation. Oh no, it's a dungeon. Dendel, Hydro, and Electro. More. Those are literally all 3 elements I have. I already have the 3 recommended elements. Nice. Also, I love how the recommended team is just Hyper Bloom. So this is the Court of Distillation. Are there really any treasures buried here? Paimon's kinda nervous. Can it be dangerous? There's already an enemy right in front of us.
Don't worry, you'll be safe with me. Even though I'm super weak compared to the other 4 characters in your party, but like, I mean... It's my story though, so... Yeah, I'm totally doing all of this myself.
Look! These walls have definitely seen better days. Is there some sort of battle here? Now let's keep going and see what we can find. Button. Wow! Yeah, that's normal. Whoa! Is it just Paimon or did that passageway just rotate? It's not gonna start moving again, is it? Either way, we should be careful. Hello. I'm here to bully you all. Monk. Treasure. Whoa, magic stairs. Button. Rotate. A passage. Hopefully that's how I in. I don't know why, but the way these rooms rotate is really cool. And completely unnecessary, but really cool. That eye seems to be staring right at us. This place gives Paimon the creeps. You go first. Bang. Rotate. Yup, this is normal. Button. And then we rotate back again. Ta-da! Oh, why is there... Wow. Why is there this gap to the stairs? Oh, hello. Bummer. And then explode. Exploded. They really love rotating things in this dungeon, don't they? Now they're rotating the camera. This looks like a boss arena. It's very quiet.
Taj.
Taj. CYNO. It's been some time since I've seen you last. I trust you're doing well? Seeing that you made it all the way here, you must be on the cusp of wrapping up your investigation, I presume. Even faster than I expected. Is it because you have some new partners now? That's right. This case is nearly closed. But the most important answer still eludes me. Was it all your doing? Smuggling the cat knowledge? The research of the Court of Desolation? Yes, it was me. Then explain why. That's the difficult part. Let's just say I've changed. I've become a selfish coward who only wants to pursue his own interests. I find that hard to believe. Oh, really? The way I see it, every person will end up like me sooner or later. When you're young, you press forward, unattached, living solely for the justice in your heart. But as you begin to age, you start to become more cautious. You know many things are wrong, but still turn a blind eye to them. I was the same. I never questioned my actions until Murtada died. I could feel the justice that I once strove to uphold slowly crumbling in my heart. I was completely dedicated to all that I did. But as I grew older, I found myself feeling alone, miserable. Can you imagine what it feels like to not have the will to live, but not be able to die? Murtada was sent to prison by my own hands. I set myself on this painful path. My son hated me till the day he died, and now I must live with that pain and regret. I failed him as a father, but now I have a chance to make it right. A chance to reunite with him. The Court of Desolation. Here lies the key to overcoming life and death. The power to even bring the dead back to life.
Why does this feel eerily similar to Tinari's quest that we just did yesterday? Is every similar character quest gonna be about immortality? Is this a thing? First, we're trying to create life in mechanical constructs in order to turn yourself into a mechanical construct because you have a heart condition, and now we're trying to figure out how to overcome life and death to bring back a guy's dead son. Really? Really? I mean, at least it's not politics, so I guess I'll take that.
So, did you already find what you needed here? See this door behind me? Behind it lies the treasure that I seek. I'm so close, you know. If only you hadn't arrived now, I could already have... Enough conjecture. What has happened is already part of the past. You cannot bring the dead back to life. In the end, the treasures you seek are nothing but myths and legends. Since you're so sure, why don't you just let me open the door and see then? No. I sense danger behind that door. There'll be dire consequences the moment you open it. I beg you, as an old partner, can you let me fulfill my last wish? Just this once? Surely you'll get it by now. Doing your job without mercy will only drive people away from you. I'm the prime example. I don't overthink things. If there's only one way for me to defend my principles, then that's the path I'll take. Seems there's no convincing you. Alright then. Let's see if your polearm skills have improved at all.
Hello! Time to commit a murder. Bloom. And then Dory. First. Well, I got him. There he goes.
Your strength is pathetic. You feel it, don't you?
No, I don't.
I'm stronger than you remember. I gained new power when I entered the Court of Desolation.
I literally just defeated you in 2 seconds.
This is only a taste of it. Once I open the door behind me, this power will be complete. Even life and death will have no grip on me.
Uh-oh, we have to stop this guy.
I won't let you open that door. I wouldn't be so sure. I'm afraid it won't be too easy to stop me now that you're injured. Or are you ready to sacrifice your life for this? I'll do what I have to. Still remember when we first became partners. You're always charging forward and putting your life on the line, just like now. Even after all this time, you still haven't changed. You haven't changed either. You left that list of names and map in your house on purpose, didn't you? You wanted me to be able to find you here. All of this was just part of the act you were putting on. What happened just now was also part of your plan. You might have fooled those on the list, but you'll not fool me. I had my suspicions from the beginning, but I couldn't be sure until we fought. If you really had changed, your fighting style wouldn't be as it was before.
Huh? What do you mean, CYNO?
He never planned on opening the door. His true intention was...
What's happening?
Seems our time is running short. Let me make this quick then. After Mutada died, my spirit was crushed. For a long time I was hoping this reality was some terrible nightmare. I hoped that I would just wake up and be able to see a smiling face again. That's when I was approached by someone who wished to collaborate and find the Court of Desolation together. I did some investigation of my own and discovered that they were part of a massive organization. People from every walk of life are involved. They were relentless in their search, pouring countless more into secret research, even sacrificing lives in hopes that the Court of Desolation would appear. No wonder banning the research wasn't enough. A full-scale operation was already in motion. I'm a flesh and blood human like anyone else, so obviously I hesitated and considered it. The thought of bringing my son back tugged at my heart, but in the end I came to my senses. I knew that I could not let myself go down that path. I suddenly came to a realization amidst my suffering. The Court of Desolation, a place that once drove people to tragedy, was still doing so even centuries later. As long as this place exists, people will recklessly seek it out, just as Mutada did. Generation after generation, regardless of the cost. Let it be buried beneath the sand forever. Once the Court of Desolation is gone, there will no longer be anyone obsessed with seeking it out.
Damage on the walls we saw on our way here. You're going to destroy the Court of Desolation.
That's right. I acted as if I had abandoned my convictions just so that they could cooperate without raising any suspicion. And this was the only way I could find and destroy this place. But that wasn't enough. I needed someone I could trust to bring the organization to justice. The Academia forbids the research of the Court of Desolation, so they would never approve of my plan in the first place. To add to the problem, the organization is so powerful that they even have members working within the Academia. If I wish to destroy the organization, I couldn't just count on the Academia all alone. So you pretended to be the one behind all this, as a test for me. Yes. I'm sorry, but now I'm assured. You haven't changed at all. You're still as you always were, fearless and making no compromise. Anyway, this place is collapsing. You must leave now.
Wait, aren't you leaving too? There are still loads of bad guys to catch outside.
His fate is already sealed. There's no life left inside him. He is like a candle with no more wick to burn.
He means, to open the Court of Desolation, one must sacrifice their life.
You planned it all from the very beginning, didn't you? Risking being treated as a traitor to collaborate with them. Sacrificing your own life to open and destroy the Court of Desolation. Regardless, I made a grave mistake by allowing the smuggling and research of this place. Let this be the final judgment on myself. I was always so busy with work that I never made time to fulfill Murtada's wishes. Finding this place was his biggest wish. Since I'll be reuniting with him here, I can only hope he won't have anything more to hold against me. I'll leave all those people on the list to you. Sorry for the trouble I've caused. There's nothing to be sorry for. We are partners. If you see Murtada, send him my greetings. Goodbye, old friend.
Papa, どうしてみんな僕に厳しいの？一緒にサボってても叱られるのはいつも僕だけ。
構わないでよ。父さんの評判を落とすようなことはしないから。
分かった。和解しよう。父さん、僕はやっと研究したい方向を見つけたんだ。相談する余地すらないのか。なぜだ。なぜなら俺たちはマハマトラだからだ。
Well, that happened. Basically, he researched the whole temple so that he could find it and destroy it and prevent other people from researching the temple and not destroying it. What? Okay, sure, I guess. Also, I have no attachment to this character. I just now met him, and he sacrificed himself 2 seconds later. I have no emotional attachment to this character, but okay, sure. Temple dealt with crisis, the potential future crisis is averted. Yay? I think. Huh? The Court of Desolation has disappeared.
Just as Taj said, the place had caused too many disasters and tragedies. Being buried in quicksand is its rightful end.
What about the organization?
To them, as long as there's more to be made, they'll disregard the Academia's rules. Whether it's the Court of Desolation or anything else, their only goal is to make massive profits off of dangerous research. Taj may have set them back with the Court of Desolation, but it won't be long before they continue searching for another target. That's an opportunity that I won't let them have.
We'll help too.
Thank you, but you've already done enough. Just leave the rest to me. I'll bring them to justice myself. Besides, I promised you that I would sweep away any potential danger. So that's what I'm going to do. Wait for me at the Caravan Rabat 4 days from now.
Wait until Let me just go ahead and start doing this. I'm not even gonna start complaining. I just won't even start complaining about why I'm upset about waiting 4 days. Just let it happen. Meow. Gameplay, everybody! Okay, no more gameplay. Impeccable gameplay! I'll never understand why that's a mechanic.
We meet again! Thank you so much for all your help.
Nabil, what are you doing here?
Convicts from the desert are being escorted through Caravan Rabat, so I'm here to keep an eye on things. This should be the last group of them, so I'll be heading back to the Academia once they're cleared.
What's the situation?
The last few days have been quite the ride, but fortunately I can say with confidence that this case is finally coming to an end. At first, the mercenary groups on the list were putting up quite a fight. They've made several desperate attempts to cover up the truth. However, CYNO crossed the desert and took out their main camp overnight.
Because all the RPGs have it. That doesn't mean it's a good thing. Just because a bunch of other games do it, that doesn't mean it's a good thing that they do it. It's like saying, like, Genshin Impact is a gacha game because all other gacha games do it. That doesn't mean gacha's a good thing. Except the multi-actual RPGs. Genshin is also an RPG, what do you mean? That's like the main bulk of the game is RPG story, traveler going on an adventure.
After that, people on the list started to put pressure on the higher-ups within the Academia. Everyone was on edge, and the case came to a standstill.
And then what happened?
Well, then we received word that Taj Vodkani had sacrificed himself on the case. The news really stirred up the members of our ranks. The Matra then moved together against the enemy. We cleared out the traitors from within the Academia and arrested all the researchers on the list. Some of them managed to get out of the academia, but still failed to escape. The scattered criminals are captured by CYNO all across Sumeru.
I don't think you can call this an RPG on the full sense. But how? But I thought RPG stands for role-playing game. It's a game where you role-play as a character. What? I'm role-playing as a traveler, and I'm going on adventures in Tevat. It's a role-playing game. I'm role-playing as a traveler and playing the game. What about that is not an RPG?
I even heard that someone was about to escape the Fontaine, but was still apprehended just at the border. Having more than 300 prisoners apprehended for interrogation has definitely shaken things up recently.
Is CYNO alright? He didn't get injured, did he?
He seems fine, but nobody knows the real situation. He brought over 300 suspects to judgment all on his own. Among them were even some of our former colleagues. Not just the criminals are afraid of him. Even we start feeling a little nervous when he's around now.
Yeah, but in that definition, Call of Duty is an RPG? Technically, yes. At least the single-player campaigns of Call of Duty are RPGs, yeah. If you're playing as a named character through a linear story. Where there's a beginning, middle, and end. Yeah. Just not the multiplayer parts. I mean, in multiplayer, like PvP Call of Duty or zombies, you're playing as a nameless character who barely has any story or relation to the story. It's mostly just gameplay. You're generic military man shooting military guns. Not really a character to get into. But then there's also some other cases like Final Fantasy XIV where technically the Warrior of Light is a nameless character, but there's only one of them, and everybody else knows them as the Warrior of Light. And you can just set your username to whatever you want it to be. Same with Genshin. Traveler doesn't really have a name, but you can name them whatever you want. Final Fantasy XIV is an RPG. If Final Fantasy XIV is an RPG, then so is Genshin Impact. 14 just has a little bit more character customization, I guess. There's a term for mechanics exclusive to RPGs called RPG mechanics. Oh, that's weird. Then why is there so many different subcategories like turn-based RPG, action combat RPG, shooter RPG? That's what all those subcategories are for. 14 is an RPG because of the mechanic, not only because of the plot alone. Because of which mechanics? The quest mechanics? The story quest. You play as the Warrior of Light and you progress through the MSQ. D&D is an RPG to the fullest. It's a tabletop RPG. Again, that's another subcategory of RPGs, yeah. I don't understand. RPG is just too broad of a genre. The genre of RPG games is basically like the genre of PC games, console games, action games. Like, what exactly constitutes a game as being an action game? There's action in it. you do fast action stuff. Most of the time it's fighting. Sometimes it's other stuff like running or parkour. I guess. It's still broad of a genre. There's no specific parts of it that makes it one that really narrows it down, except for subcategories. That's probably why it's so confusing. I don't know what an RPG mechanic is. Genshin is an RPG then? Yeah. It's a fantasy action RPG mobile gacha game. It's a lot of genres. But not all RPGs are equal? Yeah, just like action games. Too broad, too many different action games, too different from each other. Like, technically Genshin is an action game, and also Super Smash Bros. Is an action game. They're very different.
But even if we start feeling all self-conscious thinking if we've done anything wrong, we're still always honored to have CYNO around. By the way, are you guys here to see CYNO? I think I just saw him walking in that direction when I was on watch nearby. He was walking with someone I didn't recognize, and then before I knew it, they were nowhere to be seen. If you happen to see him, please send him my regards.
Sure thing, Lemio. You'll be careful too. Don't let him give me his bad guys escape.
Don't worry about me. If anything happens, you can find me at the Academia anytime. Farewell then.
Meow. My favorite RPG is cooking with Cookie Mama on the Nintendo Switch. Sure, let's go with that. Oh, Tinari's here. Hello.
Trying to single-handedly bring 300 people to justice must feel pretty exhilarating. But I can assure you this is certainly not the best solution. I'm aware. However, I learned something unexpected during interrogation. Apparently, someone had enticed Murtada Ratkani into becoming interested in researching the Court of Desolation. Murtada had lived in his father's shadow all his life. Naturally, he wanted to conduct research that would seem groundbreaking and significant. After Murtada died, the organization tried to use Taj's shame regarding his son to add him to their ranks. Toying with others' minds, treating lives like dirt, and doing anything for their own interests. This makes me angry. Fine, I understand. This is the type of trap I've been working on, which uses plants. Here, take some just in case you need them next time. If thrown into the mud, the trap will grow rapidly and disperse a pollen that has a paralyzing effect. I don't have much use for the traps these days, but maybe you will, and can help me collect more testing data.
CYNO, Tinari. What's your year? Oh, it's my favorite RPG? Shoot, I gotta go down the list. I mean, obviously Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail are pretty high up there, duh. My favorite RPG, like, action combat mechanics-wise, would be Monster Hunter. My favorite RPG, story-wise, would be Limbus Company. My favorite RPG, what other categories are gonna be? For like puzzles and exploration would be either Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Those are RPGs, I'm pretty sure. RPG, a game in which each participant assumes the role of a character that can interact within the game's imaginary world. That is so incredibly vague, and applies to so many video games. Even Loomis is an RPG, yeah. Even... Well, I guess technically Live and Lobotomy Corporation are also RPGs. Cause the visual model sections and the gameplay are very separated from each other. But you are like playing as the character X in Lobotomy, and you are playing as each of the librarians, in depending on which floor you're playing in Live. I have a lot of favorite RPGs. Maybe I could... Hold on, let me open Steam. What if I go to my library and narrow down my library games by the RPG tag? What does Steam say counts as an RPG? It'll take a minute to open though. Give it a minute. It's working on it. Zenless Unreal best game, they have a shark made. Oh yeah! Speaking of which... I am very excited for Zenless Unreal. I even have a little bang bill right here, ready to go. I have a little mango companion. I'm very excited for Zenless Zone Zero. Unfortunately, I can't play it tomorrow. I have to do something else, so I won't be streaming tomorrow. But I'm definitely gonna be playing Zenless Zone Zero for the next week or two after that. I've already made a tier list of most of the characters for Zenless. I thought RPG was a stricter genre. I mean, I guess most people don't call a lot of games RPGs, but it's just too vague. Limb Symphony, Monster Hunter. Undertale? That's a good RPG. Final Fantasy 14. What else? What else? Stardew Valley counts as an RPG, according to Steam. Black Desert, Remnant from the Ashes. That's one of my favorite shooter game RPGs. Remnant from the Ashes is a really good game. It's like Dark Souls, but with guns and better. I played Dark Souls 3. Remnant from the Ashes is just way more fun. Borderlands is an RPG. Borderlands 2 was pretty good. Rise of the Tomb Raider is a really good RPG game. And also Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I prefer the Rise of the Tomb Raider a little bit more. Fallout 4. I didn't really play much of that though. That's all the notable ones on my Steam library that are RPGs. Anywho, where was I? I got distracted by RPGs and Zenless Zone Zero. I'm currently in the middle of CYNO's character story quest. Or, not middle. I'm currently at the end of CYNO's character story quest. Oh, so Tinari must be who Nabil saw earlier. Are you also here to see CYNO?
That's right. CYNO asked me to collect some medicinal herbs to treat a girl named Shimin. I also dropped by just to check for any injuries. He seems to be fine physically, but he looks a little more lonely than I remember. CYNO, relax. You don't always have to look so serious, you know? Why don't you play more Genius Invocation TCG, huh? Kale has always been a little wary of you, and your stern expression certainly isn't helping.
Rise was better? Oh, for a split second, I thought you meant Monster Hunter Rise. I was like, oh my gosh, you're like the only other person other than me who thinks you like Monster Hunter Rise more than Monster Hunter World. No, you mean Rise of the Tomb Raider. Yeah, I like the Rise of the Tomb Raider better. I never played the first one though. Apparently, that was the first Tomb Raider game, but it was not the first Tomb Raider. It was just the first of the modern trilogy. And Rise was the first one that I played. And then I played Shadow of the Tomb Raider about a year after that game came out. Definitely had a better story. Yeah, definitely. Shadow of the Tomb Raider had better graphics, but I don't really care about graphics very much. I also just really hated the ending for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It was so weird and not satisfying. I don't know what happened.
How is Kale these days? She's grown a bit taller, but her grades could use some improvement. She still made many mistakes on her last test, even after I had marked out the important content in the book for her. After some time, I plan on having her go outside more. It just so happens that I have something she can help me with.
The old ones are really old? Yeah. The old ones are a couple of the few games that I know that my dad used to like when he played more video games. He has a classic Lara Croft figure in his storage room. And also there's the skins in the game with like low poly versions of Lara Croft. Those are funny. Sort of like the low poly Mario and Mario Odyssey. Why does he have that? I don't know. Cause why not? Also very outdated? Yeah, I could tell. Huh? You mean Kale is leaving a video forest? What happened?
臨時講座を開い
I asked her to host some ad hoc lectures to teach the dangers of Ken knowledge, as well as how to use it safely.
今回の
Although we've apprehended all the criminals behind the recent smuggling case, there are many people who are still curious and seek Ken knowledge.
だから
So I decided to ask her to work on increasing knowledge and awareness on the topic. Please be sure to keep an eye on her.
もちろん
I will.
それじゃ
If anything else happens, the three of you can find me in a video forest. Take care.
裏でお前らに手を
I've already caught those who were preparing to attack you in secret.
たとえ残党
Even if some criminals did slip through our fingers, they wouldn't know that you were involved in the case. So you can relax.
知らない
But what about you, CYNO?
まだ俺の休め
It's still not time for me to rest yet. Those who died have fulfilled their wishes, but those who are alive must continue pressing forward.
前にここ数日
I've been thinking about what Taj said in the Court of Desolation these last few days.
よく考えて
His words are not empty. People do change, and no belief can completely resist the erosion of
どん
time.
なしだが俺はできれば
I just hope my own change will come slowly, so that I can press on a little
少
further.
しでも長く
I played Monster Hunter World, got bored after 5 seconds and left. Yeah, that happens to a lot of people with Monster Hunter World. It takes a moment to really. I guess the main term that most Monster Hunter content creators use is it takes a moment for the game to click with you, with most players. Like almost every major Monster Hunter YouTuber I know has explained their history with Monster Hunter, whether they started with Generations Ultimate or World or whatever other Monster Hunter game. Like most of them tried playing Monster Hunter at one point and they didn't like it at first. It was meh. Most of them gave up on the game and then eventually came back to it later on or came back to a different Monster Hunter game in the future. And then as they gave it another try, that's when the game actually clicked for them. And they suddenly realized, oh, I get it now. Okay, now this game is starting to be fun. Now it makes sense. I had a similar problem when I tried getting my old friend and 3 of my siblings into Monster Hunter World. I tried introducing them all to Monster Hunter World, but after playing with them or just watching them play it for a few hours, they just got bored. Like, the game is too slow. I don't like it. It's not really getting anywhere. I don't like the fighting. Blah, blah, blah. But for most people who really like Monster Hunter, they always say that it took them a few hours, like maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 20 hours before the game finally clicked with them and they started enjoying it a lot. Somehow that's just a very common phenomena that Monster Hunter games have on people. There's a cute emote to show me how good the game can be. I mean, I tried showing 4 people how good the game can be already. I did not do a good job. That one friend and all 3 of my siblings did not give the game a chance. I mean, they gave it a chance, but they did not give it long enough of a chance. 20 hours is crazy? Well, at least it's not games like Final Fantasy XIV or Warframe or World of Warcraft where you have to play the game for 100 hours for the game to get good. Monster Hunter doesn't take that long. Hey, you. I mean, I don't really like World of Warcraft or Warframe, but I do like Final Fantasy XIV. The game was the exact. I just remembered the exact same thing happened with me in Final Fantasy XIV as well. I tried playing Final Fantasy XIV in like 2018, I think. I first got the game in 2018. I bought it on Steam, and that activated a 1-month trial to start with. And I was playing the game as Kyo by myself. But once I got to the part where you're supposed to go to the first dungeon, I picked the healer as my starter class, and I was really scared of being forced to join a dungeon with other players. Like, wait, what? You want me to join a party as my healer? But I don't know how to play the game yet. I've never done any dungeons before. I don't know how the mechanics work. I can't do this. So I spent the rest of the month trying to do other content in the game, which there was not a lot of because I was only level 14, duh. And I got really bored. And then at the end of the month, the subscription expired and I was like, oh, well, I don't really want to buy another monthly subscription for this game. It was not fun. I'm still right at the beginning of the game. So I gave up on Final Fantasy XIV until about 2 years later, when that one friend wanted to try out Final Fantasy XIV for the first time. So then I looked into the game a little more and I found out how to create a new account for the free trial instead of buying the monthly subscription on Steam. Because the free trial does not have any time limit, but for some reason if you buy the game on Steam, you only have 1 month. It's really weird. So, 2 years after trying Final Fantasy XIV for the first time, I tried it a second time, and that's when I really got into the game. It was a lot of fun. Now I have like 1,700 or 900 something hours in Final Fantasy, almost 2,000. That's one of my favorite games now. The exact same thing happened with me for Final Fantasy, as it happens for a lot of people with Monster Hunter. Try it out first, don't like it, come back to it later, then it's more fun. I made the ugliest looking mage and just kept playing extremely casually. What, did you pick a Rogan? One of the big burly people? Surprisingly, the first character that I made was an Aura, mostly because I was really into one anime at the time called Minaria Fins, and there was a really good dragon girl in there. And I was also really into a visual novel at the moment called Butterfly Affection, which has this sort of body horror monster girl. So I looked at auras and I was like, ooh, horns, scaly tail, that's cool. I like this. I want to be this. But obviously later on I used Fantasia to change into a Lalafell, because how could I not? Do you really expect me to not play as a Lalafell in Final Fantasy? Anyway, I got very sidetracked. We're still staring at CYNO again. Reporting me very addictive. Yeah. In a good way, though. Addictive in a good way. Meanwhile, gacha games can be very addictive. But that's not a good thing.
I just hope my own change will come slowly, so that I can press on a little further. That way, those who seem as their superior, and those who are following in my footsteps will learn courage from my example. Just as I gain courage from my own superiors, and my partner.
I almost thought you wouldn't choose a lolly class. What? What the heck makes you think that I would not? What makes you think that? I mean, granted, it was like, what, 2020 or 2021? About 4 years ago? I was slightly less intelligent at the time. I mostly got into them in the past 3 years. In the past 3 or 4 years, I forgot. Time is weird. I lost track of time. Although I was very torn between Aura and Lalafell, I wanted to pick both of them. It's not like I didn't like lollies 4 years ago. Like I told you, that one manga by Itohachi was from 6 years ago. Sounds like a lot of work.
It'll be fine. I'm also enjoying my chat with you right now, you know. There are many things I feel better about once I start to talk about them. Many people went to go to the desert to offer condolences for Taj, but I didn't share details with anyone. I prefer to avoid revealing the location of the Court of Desolation.
Was Butterfly Affection an H visual novel? Not really. No. It's more like edgy. It's an edgy visual novel. Not too much.
One day I'll gather some followers that grow in arid desert conditions, and then I was hoping you'd join me in planting them on the remains of the Court of Desolation.
Ta-da! we did it. CYNO's character story quest complete. Wait, new quest? What? What is this? Next time on King of Indications. Dr. Fukumoto. Something seems to be bothering the novelist Fukumoto. What is this quest? Person I've been dedicated to little from birth. Understandable. Now I just have extra passions? Aww. I am very biased. I feel like I used to have a much wider variety of interests, but now I've slowly narrowed it down over time. Oh, we can unlock CYNO Act 2 now. The question is, do I do Act 2 right now? Or do I do whatever this quest is? Next time on King of Invocations. I don't know what this quest is, but I just unlocked it right after clearing CYNOs. Oh, hello. What do you want? Who are you? There's no voice acting, but also there's no voice acting in World Quest. I don't know.
I want to go back to Inazuma. How could this happen to me?
What's wrong?
Traveler? Don't even mention the novel. Those researchers working on Genius Invocation TCG are barely holding it together. According to a researcher I know quite well, the team encountered all kinds of problems that could only be described as baffling. For example, a Haravatat researcher suddenly asked a question one day. He said that if the effect descriptions on the cards are too long, it might discourage people who aren't used to reading long blocks of text from playing the game.
The problem Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering have.
Researchers are used to reading large chunks of text and aren't affected by the issue, but the long descriptions could very well turn potential players away. So he's just cutting the amount of text on some cards in half to make them easier to read.
Is it really that long?
It's not a problem to me, but the researchers are still working hard on this issue. After all, it's about the player's experience, and the fewer problems, the better. Anyway, there's an even bigger problem. They promised to help me find models for my novel, but something went wrong with that too. Remember, I told you earlier about a researcher who said they'd introduce me to Tinari and CYNO, and asked them to be the inspirations for my novel. But they're so busy. I don't think I can count on them for a while.
Well, what'll you do?
The researcher who received me was not able to help with this, but he gave me an idea. He said CYNO sometimes goes to the Puspa Cafe to play cards. If I want, I can try my luck there first, or maybe they'll help me get in touch when they're free.
And what are your thoughts?
By the time they're free, I'll have finished writing the novel. I guess I'll go myself and see if I can find CYNO. But if I'm lucky enough to meet CYNO at the cafe, how should I even introduce myself to him? What a dilemma.
I can help.
Really? That's amazing. But how did you... you know what? I'm not gonna pry further. How are we waiting... What are we waiting for then? Let's head to Puspa Cafe right now. Hope we'll be able to catch CYNO.
The MC looks hot also makes me want to do... What, the MC a butterfly affection? That's the whole point! You see how I got hooked by Monster Girl? By the way, isn't your brother missing? Aren't you looking for him? Yeah... About that, there's no more Archon quests to do, so... I guess I'm waiting! Are you helping random people? I don't know. I can't find Diamond Leaf. The only way I can get closer to finding my sibling is by wandering around the place helping random people and hoping that I'll eventually come across Diamond Leaf in the process. Hello.
Shh! Isn't that CYNO? Look at his outfit, his hairstyle, and that hair color. This is exactly what a protagonist in a card game novel should look like.
This has no rhyme or reason.
Just trust my instincts on the market. But now's not a good time to explain. Traveler, please ask CYNO to be the model for my novel. I'm counting on you.
For some reason this quest has something to do with CYNO and the Genius Invocation TCG. the Genshin card game. Weird, but okay.
This combination of cards isn't bad, but they're not strong enough to deal with quick attacks.
What do you have to say now?
Yorichi? I didn't expect to see you here. I'm in the middle of trying to build a Genius Invocation deck with a relatively slow attack speed. I'm hoping that the deck would allow players to obtain an abundance of resources and plenty of powerful cards. But to be honest, it's hard to build a deck like that. Currently, in the Genius Invocation TCG community, some players prefer to use cards with fast attack speeds. In the beginning of the game, they play a large number of cards in one go in order to swiftly defeat their opponents. But I'm no fan of this tactic. I prefer to continuously accumulate resources in different ways. Seizing every possible opportunity, building up my advantage, and eventually securing the victory. Yes, wonderful! You're just like the main character of my novel. Sorry, I'm...
This is Fukumoto, the author of Kings of Invocations.
Hello, General Mahamacha. I don't suppose you've heard of me. I've read your novel. It's very good. I'm truly honored. In the novel, every time the protagonist is at a disadvantage, he always manages to get a card that wasn't in his deck through various means, then defeat his opponents. And this left a lasting impression on me. It's like the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. I understand that writing novels requires taking a creative license, but this way of winning is a departure from the fundamental mechanics of the Genius Invocation TCG. About that, well, although I do play Genius Invocation TCG a lot, I'm not really good at it. And if you're right about the duels with a competitive mindset, it wouldn't make for an interesting story. You know, hence why the characters in Yu-Gi-Oh keep breaking the rules so much. Is that so? Well, as luck would have it, I've just built 2 decks of cards, so we can play a few rounds of Genius Invocation TCG here. Maybe you'll find some inspiration.
Now they're about to play cards. This guy just wanted to play cards.
Playing with you? I'd love to, but the truth is...
About Fukumoto's request. You tell Sino about Fukumoto's request. That I do.
You're asking me to model for the illustrations in King of Invocations? That's certainly no problem. Great! Traveler, quickly, help me take some pictures.
Camera. Zoom in. Zoom in. There we go. That's him. That's the guy. He takes several pictures of Xeno very quickly.
This has been a big help. I'm sure Asagiri will make an excellent illustration. Thank you very much, Sino. I'll be sure to send you a copy of the novel as soon as it's published. Sino, the 2 decks you're holding are... Didn't you promise to play a few games of Genius Invocation TCG with me earlier? I'm not very good at it, so what... Traveler, you're definitely better than me.
You're better at this.
Then the matter is settled. Here, take this quick attack deck. I'm gonna use this relatively slower deck to see how I can deal with your attacks. I'll do my best, you know.
Well, there we go. Do I get a free Xeno card? Do I get a free card?
Sino, your playstyle is so slow and deliberate. It's just an intuitive strategy.
I'm so confused. What was the point of this side quest? It was very short and very simple, and I did not get anything related to TCG out of it. Where's my deck? I lost it. Here. I mean, I already have all the cards I need. It's not like I really need any more cards. I'd have taken another one of these. A blank dynamic card. Still don't know which card I want to spend my blank dynamic card on. Is Xeno here? Maybe this is a quest they added when they added Xeno to Genius? No, I don't think Xeno's even here. They haven't added him as a card. What? I'm confused. Or are they started by elements? What do you mean electro? Oh, there he is. He does have a card. Never mind. That's sort of my element instead of region. The only character I can think of that I might want another skin for is Hotel. But also, like, I kind of want to wait until Sigwin is added, which is probably gonna be early on in Nalan's update cycle. I can wait a couple more months. Alright, there's that, I guess. Yay! We did it. So now we can do CYNO Act 2. There might be a time skip here, or time jump or something, since we're going from Sumeru to Fontaine here. Even though we'll still be in Sumeru, we're going to Academia, but this is from the tail end of Fontaine's updates. And Paimon returned to Sumeru to visit some local friends.
そういえば
We haven't seen our Sumeru friends for a while now.
ないけど
Paimon wonders how they're doing.
元気にしてるかなスメールシティに行って
Here and she, let's go to Sumeru City and catch up with them.
思い出話でもして盛り上がろう
Paimon, we're currently inside of Sumeru right now. We've already helped Shinari and CYNO in the past 2 days. I'll also take a cough drop. I'm being kidnapped!
昼間の教練員って賑やかだよな
I was about to say I need to use the restroom, but I guess I'm stuck in a cutscene now. I don't know how long this cutscene is gonna be. I need this restroom. I'm gonna be right back. Break time. Hold on. Hello? I returned with tea. I also have a cough drop in my mouth. I think doing doors always right at the beginning of the stream was a bad idea. For some reason that really hurt my throat. Okay. Was that a good Yo Mama joke? Oh no. I don't like Yo Mama jokes. I don't see this going well. Ah, the academia sure is busy during the day. But where should we go looking for people that we know?
Yoruchi? Paimon?
Oh, CYNO! It's been so long since we last saw you. It really feels like it's been forever, by which I mean it's been like 10 minutes.
Welcome back to Samaro City. I'm delighted to meet you again. So, what brings you back here?
Oh, nothing in particular. Paimon just saw a really big mushroom out on the road the other day and suddenly missed all of our friends in Samaro. Yeah, that sounds about right. Streaming every day for hours at a time. Definitely good. Very good for my throat and voice and vocal cords. That's what the tea and the honey is for. And cough drops. The only monster that I'm hunting in this world is Yoma. Well, that's just rude. That's not a joke, that's just an insult. That's just mean. Why?
Funnily enough, we were reminiscing about you recently too. It was at a group dinner. I look forward to hearing about your travels. Something tells me we must have a lot to catch up on, even though we just spoke like 10 minutes ago.
Really? You were thinking of us too? Oh, what a coincidence.
Indeed. Or as I call it, the biryani factor.
What?
You really want me to say the rest? Okay. It's always rice and meat stew again. It's always rice to meat stew again.
Darn, you said it. I went to bed by one time to pay up.
You like that one, huh? You must, if you remember it after all this time. Admit the truth. You've long been in awe of my razor-sharp wit.
Alright. Here's your 500 more. Thanks, Paimon. Feels good to hit the jackpot. Paimon's never making a bet again. Paimon really thought CYNO would be able to hold back on the jokes. They say people can change, but maybe that's just wishful thinking. Rice to meat stew is a luxury. But it's funny joke though. Do you get it? It's just funny joke. Cause it sounds like nice to meet you.
Ah, so this is technically my fault? In that case, I'll treat you to some sweets later. Anyway, I'm actually investigating a case right now. My mind is focused on work, which is why I didn't complete the joke at first.
A case? What happened?
Nothing major. Just after finding out who was involved, I decided on reflection to handle this for myself.
Need any help? Well, we only came here to hang out, so you've got the time. You may as well take us with you, and then when you're done, we can... yum yum.
Such enthusiasm. Are you worried I'll forget about treating you to some sweets if you're not around to remind me?
What? No! Yeah, alright. Was it really that obvious?
Obvious enough. Still, it's a fine idea. You are the heroes of Sumeru. It makes perfect sense to work together. Alright, follow me.
Time limit reference. I don't know if the word time can count as a Limbus Company reference. My tummy hurt. This is what I have water for.
Do you see him? The old man flailing around?
あいつが事件
Oh, is he the one you wanted to talk to about the case?
そうだ
Correct. His name is Cyrus, the former Spantamon sage. He taught both me and Lisa.
トラブルに
Ah, the CYNO's teacher's in trouble?
It's ridiculous. I'm just an old man who enjoys a spot of gardening, shopping, and wine. What sort of person targets an old retiree?
先生
Professor, I brought some friends. Ah, CYNO. Now, who do we have here?
Was it always hurting is a new thing? I mean, it happens a lot, like once or twice every day. It wasn't happening earlier in today's stream. It just started like 5 minutes ago. I assume it'll probably go away in like 10 or 20 minutes. I don't know.
Hold on, let me think. A flying fairy just in white. A youth who does not seem to hail from this land. My goodness, you must be the legendary traveler in Paimon. I've heard all about what you've done for Sumeru.
おいらたちって
Wow, looks like we're really famous.
先生に友人
I told him about you before. You are my friends after all.
Good to meet you, sir. We're here to help CYNO.
あ
That's right.
早速だが
Let me summarize the situation.
状況をおよそ2日
A couple of days ago, Professor Cyrus suddenly received a threat letter.
脅迫状
A threat letter.
まさかこんな老いぼれに脅迫状を送る奴がいるとはな。
I'll try getting my legs up on my chair. See if that helps my tummy hurt less.
Exactly. Who sends a threat letter to an old man like me, for goodness sake?
これがその
This is the letter in question.
ジュライセン
Cyrus, I have uncovered your secret. We wish to prevent it from going to public. Leave 10 million more at the back of door of the cafe.
くれぐれも
Secondly, don't come looking for me. You'll never find me, but I'll always be watching you and all of your secrets.
噛めないし
Finally, if you dare to report this to the Matra, there will be consequences.
マハマトラに通報しよう随分ストレートな
Wow,
脅迫状だな
they sure didn't mince their words.
よほどモラが欲しい
Clearly, this person must be desperate for Mora.
1000万モラも要求するとは。
10 million Mora! What a joke!
I mean, I've been doing this for 3 years. What does streaming and doing voice acting have to do with my tummy hurting? I don't know how that's related. Could be tummy issues. I'm pretty sure it is tummy issues, yes, but I don't know what the cause is or how to make it stop. It just happens.
こちとら毎日トマトと暮らしとるだけの。
I'm just a single retiree. There's nothing to my name beyond the tomatoes in my garden. Where do people think I'm hiding 10 million Mora, In my tomatoes?
何か
I guess one thing that could be causing is maybe drinking too much tea or too much honey. But I don't know. Or the honey cough drops? I don't think the cough drops would cause it. But also, if I stop drinking tea right now, or stop eating cough drops, then I can't continue streaming right now. It's only been 3 hours. I want to continue CYNO's character story quest. Besides, I won't be streaming tomorrow. That'll be break day. And take a break from drinking tea or eating cough drops tomorrow.
現状手がかりはこの脅迫状し
There
か
are no witnesses, so currently the letter is all we've got. So, Yorji, Paimon, let's put our heads together.
どうすべきか
Ready when you
一
are.
緒にか
Paimon's ready too.
まずはこれを見てくれ
Alright, take a look. Do you see anything
怪
suspicious?
しいところはあるか
3 years of honey tea. I don't think it. I don't think all of the honey tea has been stuck trapped inside of my stomach the entire time. I'm pretty sure it all comes out of my system by the end of the day, or the day after. Cyrus, I've uncovered your secret. You wish to prevent the. Secondly, don't already said this. I don't get it. CYNO's description, it sounds like the third letter didn't come in an envelope. It was simply written on a crude piece of paper and left for Sarah's to find. Ink?
Yes, some of the strokes are blurry.
You want to getting tired already? No! Of course not. I would never. There's no such a thing! No! I refuse! It hasn't even been 3 hours yet. So, is there something wrong with the ink?
Possibly, and I bet the paper has something to do with it. Most of the paper around here is much smoother than this, and ink is absorbed quickly so it doesn't run. This paper, meanwhile, it's very coarse grained, almost as if it's made from some sort of plant matter.
Isn't all paper made from plant matter? Do trees not count as plants?
It's certainly not the same papers we use in the academia, but the ink is nothing special, just regular black ink. And that gets a blue tinge when applied to paper.
3 hours is a good time? 3 hours sounds pretty short to me. It's like the minimum amount of time for a stream. At least 4 hours would be a good time. Never work yourself too hard. But Genshin story! If I stop streaming, then I can't continue the Genshin story quest. I like reading stories. Stomach is starting to hurt a little bit less now. I'll try putting my legs down. But honey in my tea. But this is my last cup. My last cup of tea for today. If I finish this, then I'll try to not refill it. And if my throat is hurting by then I might end the stream, which will probably be in like 1 more hour. My headphones are taking over my mic. There we go. I fixed it. Huh. So, do we think the culprit has a connection with the academia or not? You can do it later? Oh, yeah, technically you can do the Genshin story later. But I can also finish the rest of the Honkai Star Rail quest later. And I can finish Blue Archive's main story and character hangout events later. And I can also finish Valhalla later. There's already too many games that I have to finish later. I'm tired of putting too many games on the back burner and never finishing them. We can do no voice acting stream. But then what's the point? Why would I be streaming if I'm not doing voice acting? Even if I'm not doing voice acting, I would still be talking. I really don't want to do a mute stream. I refuse. No matter what, I'm never doing a mute stream. I hate mute streams. The most important part of streaming is talking. Even if I'm not doing voice acting. But also, if I'm not doing voice acting, then what else can I do? Giving commentary on the game? On what parts of the game? Like, I don't have a lot of resin. I can only do like 1 more world boss. I've already done my weekly bounties. I've already done my trans domains. Don't have any fragile resin. You don't have to voice act. But what else do I do? There's nothing else to do in Genshin on stream. Or if I switch to a different game, then what else could I play? Like Slime Rancher? Slime Rancher 2? I haven't played Slime Rancher 2 ever since the first update. So I haven't been to the new snow region. I haven't seen the weather or the new market thingy. But also, I kind of want to dedicate a whole stream to Slime Rancher 2. I don't want to switch to Slime Rancher 2 for today and only play it for like 1 or 2 hours. So, do you think the culprit has a connection with the academia or not? Wait, check this out. It looks like this part got wet at some point.
Agreed. The staining suggests it was a colored liquid, not plain water. It also looks like it was wiped off with a damp cloth.
A colored liquid. So, tea? Wine?
It looks like we're thinking along similar lines. Let's go talk with Arav. There are some things I need him to take care of.
I mean, just talking about stuff is good enough. I don't know the streamer's personality is okay. Oh, I don't know how to do a just chatting stream. I've never done a just chatting stream before. Oh, like I said, the stream reason why I can't really do that is the stream reason that's why I don't do art streams. I don't know what to talk about. I really like doing voice acting in video games because it gives me something to talk about when I don't know what else to say. That'd basically be a 50% mute stream. Find Matra rule of outside. Meow. You gotta go outside. No, wait, we've gone inside. Never mind, I thought I was going outside.
Arav! Oh, there he is. Mahamacho CYNO, Strosirus. And Yorichin Paimon. It's been a while.
Do I know you? I don't know you. Seen the beefs around on the case.
As such, I'm inclined to believe that the culprit in this case is a student at the academia. Somebody young and strapped for cash. Oh, and one last thing. I'd start your investigation by taking a look at the cafes in the city.
Oh, of course! You think the culprit spilled their coffee on the letter, huh?
They do look like coffee stains to me. Also, if I'm not mistaken, the letter is written on a type of scented paper that has aromatics added during the manufacturing process. The kind often provided as writing material for customers in cafes and taverns. Ah, of course. Yes, like they sell in the gift shops. I remember now. Zaha Hadi bought some a while back. She said she was going to use it as a wrapping paper for a vase. Understood. I'll assemble a team to investigate the points of interest immediately. You have my gratitude. One last thing. Send some macho to guard the entrances and exits of CYNO City, and change into plain clothes. Don't let them see you coming. Will do.
You're thinking, CYNO. So, where do you think the culprit's at right now? I don't think I'm at the cafe. Yeah, they've probably been lying low at home. I'm waiting to see how Sirius reacts.
You're right, Paimon.
Really? Which part?
The culprit's approach. Whatever happens, they need this moral. But just because they warned Professor Sirius not to go to the matcha doesn't mean they know that doesn't mean they know what he'll do next. So, like you said, they need to wait and see. And crucially, the culprit said they'd be watching the professor's every move.
Huh? Oh wait, are you saying... Ah!
Found you.
Oh, well that was easy. Now you finished our stream, I can play GENSHIN but not voice act. But at the same time, I really don't want to progress to the story parts of Genshin and not do voice acting. Because then I won't be able to voice act in the future. Genshin story is not replayable. Or maybe I could find which of the character story quests I want to do the least. Like I'll hide them. Maybe I can just silently play through that one, set the voice out into English or something. But then that also be a mute stream. Dang it! There is no good answer for this. I don't like any of these solutions. Of course, it's not to relax your voice and not tell the work it. there is no good solution. Other than... It seems like the best option if I mean, it's what I usually do. Usually when I end the stream, it's just because my throat is hurting too much, so I can't do more voice acting. So the best thing to do, if my throat starts hurting too early, then I just have to end the stream and not continue Genshin until the next day. Not replyable? Oh, great design. Hmm? I don't know what you mean.
What are you doing? You wrote the threat letter. I don't know what you're talking about. What threat letter? I sensed someone was watching us from the shadows the moment we entered the house of Dana. Neil managed to stay relatively well hidden for someone reckless enough to threaten Professor Cyrus. There are a lot of people here, but we're looking specifically for a Rav. Whoever followed us the whole way was likely to be the culprit. I was just listening in, that's all. You know something big's going down when my Hamacho CYNO shows up, right? So I just got a little curious. What's the big deal? You smiled when Arav left. I saw it clear as day. Is smiling a crime now? There were coffee stains on the letter. You mixed some coffee with water, gently smeared it onto the paper, then wiped it off with a wet cloth, all to get the impression that the letter was written at a cafe. Closing off the exits to the city doesn't affect you because you already live here. As long as the Macho were focused on the cafes, you would be free from scrutiny. The cafe was a red herring all along. You had to be somewhere where you could monitor the professor's movements.
You see, this is another part that I don't like about Fontaine's story quests. Some reason, ever since Fontaine, all of the stories in the Archon quest and character story quests has all been giving you red herrings and lying to you. And they be like, hey, by the way, you thought you understood what was happening. No, you're wrong, shut up. Here's what's actually happening. You're wrong, haha. Take that. Wow, okay, thanks. You're the expert here? I was trying to whiz mania something up. Yeah, I know. Like I said, there's just no good option. There's no perfect solution. Tea and honey and honey cough drops is my best solution. So when those stop working, I don't know what else to do.
You can't pin this on me. I haven't done anything. Really? Then why are you shaking like a leaf? The innocent have no reason to fear the Madra, but you... Your heart's racing, and your eyelids are twitching. You're a terrible liar.
Plot twist for the sake of plot twist? Exactly. That's why you don't like most of Fontaine's stories. Arlecchino and Sanguine are the ones that did the plot twists really well.
I would never... Don't try anything, or you'll pay the price. Now, come with me.
Wow, that was over quickly. CYNO already cut the guy.
You're telling me? One minute I go out for a quick smoke, the next I saw Rav. Already on his way back to meet up with CYNO. Looked like a young guy too. Couldn't have been much more than 30. But after what he's done, I'm afraid he's ruined this whole future. Everyone, it's all over.
Gosh, that was so fast.
The culprit's name is Uraka, a 16-year-old student in the Darshan. What?
16? Cyrus thought he looked 30 or something.
When we checked his records, he's 16, a 30-year student.
Why does this sound like... Is it Gallagher? Oh my god, it's Gallagher. They put Gallagher into Genshin Impact. 30-year-old man that looks like... Or a 16-year-old man that looks like he's 30. There's an extra option. FPS Yuri? Technically, Slime Rancher is an FPS. Technically. Or Splatoon? Splatoon is a shooter. I still haven't finished the the final palette on side order because that was way too hard for me. I don't know if I don't want to do that on stream though. That sounds like pain and suffering. It's all over.
But he looks so old.
Yeah, seriously.
Foolish child. Still young for the criminal life. What the devil drove him down this path? We questioned the culprit regarding his motives. I'll just spit it out. Nothing can surprise me at this point. Very well. It's our understanding that Uraka is a mediocre student who has been underperforming in his classes. He started taking extra tutoring to improve his grades, but developed a gambling habit around the same time and lost a lot of moral.
TF2, Yuri? No, that's a bad idea. Streaming TF2 is always really difficult. I tried to at one point a really long time ago, but for one, you have to keep the chat covered at all times, which I can mostly do by just placing myself on the left side of the screen. You have to make sure voice chat is completely muted at all times. You have to make sure sprays are disabled. And even then, I would also like 90% of the gameplay would just be me playing as a medic and pocketing people with a vaccinator or something. Occasionally taunting. Occasionally switching to a crossbow. I don't think that'd be very entertaining. I'm not some sort of competitive, fast-paced, exciting scout main or soldier main or something. I'm not very good at Team Fortress 2.
Down on his luck, he went to the tavern for a drink and overheard some people chatting about Sir Cyrus's uncomfortable retirement. They mentioned that he's always arguing about his tomato plants with some old woman on the street. Some old woman on the street? Goodness gracious, has that rascal attended a single one of his classes? That old woman is very own Professor Zahahadi. How can he not know about Zahahadis? Is this going somewhere?
They removed sprays? Well, they removed sprays from casual matchmaking, but not from community servers, did they? And with the whole bot crisis, I can't really play on casual servers, so I'd have to play on a community server like Uncletopia, which I'm pretty sure they do have sprays. I think. Probably. Oh, that sprays were also removed from community servers, in which case, what happened?
Oh, right, yes. So another thing. We don't just argue about tomato plants. And what are they trying to insinuate by comfortable retirement? A man grows a few vegetables and suddenly he's living a life of luxury? Maybe it's more the fact that you have the time to grow vegetables in the first place. Uraka mentioned he'd heard a rumor, alleging that Sir Cyrus illegally obtained a large sum of money from the desert before retiring, and kept it for himself instead of reporting it to the academia. Uraka believes this money to be the reason why Sir Cyrus... Cyrus? I still don't know how his name is pronounced. Hasn't kept up with any academic research or other projects since his retirement. And given your advanced age, he thought that you'd be an easy target to blackmail. Oh, Uraka. I'm at a loss for words. I'm so angry I don't know where to start. People make up rumors all the time. I'm quite confident that Professor Cyrus has never embezzled a moral in his life. Arav, you'll have to find an excuse to interrogate Uraka again later. I need you to deliver a few firm fistfuls to him on my behalf. I completely understand how you feel, Sir Cyrus, but I'm afraid that course of action goes against the Marcher's principles. Professor, there's no need to be childish about this. Oh, come on. I was clearly joking.
Okay. Where does this go from here?
The Academia will determine the appropriate disciplinary action against the student. And as for individuals spreading rumors about the professor's obsession with tomatoes and some old woman on the street, there could be a slander case here. The Marcher will continue to investigate. Who said I'm obsessed with some old woman on the street? Mind your wording or I'll start a whole new rumor. You seem confused. Don't you understand? Uraka's just a young boy who made a very rash and very stupid decision based on some groundless rumor he heard. Besides, I didn't actually hand over any more to him. The whole thing sounds a lot worse than it is.
It was merely a joke. Twas but a mere chuckle. Twas but my mere attempt at bringing a chuckle upon your lips.
All it cost me is a little reputational damage, that's all. Please rest assured, Professor, that the Academia will issue a fair and reasonable punishment. Yes, I have no doubt about that. But as for former educator, I'd still like to have a serious conversation with the boy's parents. The family lives in the city, yes? Correct. We looked into the family. Both parents are merchants, and are often away on business. They've never taken much of an active role in their children's lives. What a mess. You don't have to seal the evidence away yet, do you? I'd like to have that letter back for the time being. If possible, I'll need something concrete when I talk to the family tonight. You have to show them how serious the situation is. The relevant authorities have already reviewed the evidence and are now discussing Uraka's punishment. You can hold on to the letter for now. Just make sure to return it within a couple of days. Oh, so you'll be able to close the case in 2 days? Give or take. Cases like this are quick to resolve. Very good. Well, thank you all for your help. Perhaps we can all go for a meal together? My treat, of course. My apologies, Sir Cirrus, but I have a prior commitment. Enjoy the meal, everyone. Ah, I see. Well, that's a pity. But, CYNO, you have to come. You found the culprit at record speed, and I owe you for that. And isn't Tinari in town at the moment? Bring him along too.
Oh wait, you mean Tinari's in the city?
Yes. Tinari's master, Sir Nafis, called him and called into the Academia to help out on a project. They should be at Nafis' office at this hour. Though I must say, I'm surprised that you're extending the invitation to Tinari. Did you do something to offend Sir Nafis? Don't be outrageous! Nafis offends me all the time. It's never the other way around. Anyway, hurry up and fetch Tinari. I'll head over to the tavern with Yuriji and Paimon. See you there. Go on now, don't keep us waiting.
Go to the second floor of Lumba's tavern. Meow. Now my tummy doesn't hurt, but it feels really weird. Like, it keeps gurgling, but not rumbling. I'm not hungry, but it feels all bubbly. Maybe I am drinking too much tea. Fine, I'll not finish the rest of my tea. I'll drink the water. Why is the loading screen? Why? Oh, here we are. The gang is all here.
Not to brag, but we never had problems like this at Raw Watson back when I was still teaching. And if you don't want to take my word for it, you can ask them. They were students at the time. They tell you what it was like, won't they?
I
was out of the forest at least 4 days a week back then, thanks to a colossal workload from Master. They wrought havoc on my poor tails, so I didn't exactly keep up to date with what was going on in the Academia. Most of what I know I heard from CYNO after the fact.
Professor became a lot more laid back in his retirement. He used to be far stricter and was especially known for being extremely principled.
It's hard enough to stay true to your principle as a normal person. I can't imagine doing that as a sage.
It's a pity Cully wasn't around at the time. I would have happily taken her on as a student. And then we'd have one more person who has to address Lisa as upper-class woman.
Really? Can't you just call her Lisa? She seems to prefer when people treat her like an older sister.
Oh, believe me, back when she was a student, nothing made her happier than the younger students acknowledging her seniority.
Oh, more food! Are you sure about this? We don't want to take advantage.
Don't worry about it. Order whatever you like. And if it's not enough, order some more. After all your help today, treating you to dinner is the least I can do.
Kave, what are you doing here?
I thought I heard some familiar voices. And Sir Cyrus is here as well.
Oh,
Ah, Kave! It's been a while. Zahahadi was talking about you last month. How have you been? I've been alright, thank you. You're looking very well, sir. I'm glad to see it. Have you eaten yet? Care to join us? That's awfully kind of you, but I had a late lunch, so I'm not really hungry just yet. I'll have dinner a little bit later tonight. I just came to Lambaz to buy some wine, and when I heard some voices I recognized, I thought I'd come and say hello. So, what's the occasion anyway? Some sort of celebration? Consolation more like. You wouldn't believe the day I've had.
Serious vividly recount the day's events for the benefit of those who weren't there to witness it.
確かに僕が学生だった頃
Sounds like things have really gone downhill since I was there.
入学してから
In my whole time as a student, I've never heard of anything remotely like that.
そんなに反応
I can't believe how young the guy is. What are his parents going to think?
Young people are always more susceptible to making rash and ill-advised decisions. Their minds are still developing. It's just an unfortunate fact of life. But still, this boy has some nerve. Just look at what he wrote. It makes my blood boil. Wow. Yeah, jeez.
こちらもお前と
I'll always be watching you and all of your secrets. And then he just followed you into the house with Dana?
If this were my son, he'd get the scolding of a lifetime. Luckily, I'm also an extremely principled person.
Oh,
Kave, your order's ready, sir. Coming. I'll have to get going. Have a nice evening, everyone. I'll catch you all another time.
okay, bye-bye.
Here I am. The coffee beans are in here too? Yep, it's all there. I'll stop babbling away now. Let's eat before the food gets cold.
You're all busy chatting that you almost forgot about the food. Luckily, it's still hot and you enjoy delicious meal. Well, case solved. We've already completed the character story quest. No more conflict. It's all over. Too tasty. My belly is about to explode.
Mine too. I'll have to walk home to burn some of it off.
Thanks for the dinner, Sir Cyrus. Master Tina and I will bring you some homemade herbal tea next time. It'll do wonders for your sleep.
Well, I look forward to that. In fact, you kinda told me to bring a little extra. For the other old folks out on my street, I'll be the envy of the neighborhood.
お任せを
No problem at all.
ちゃんと
I'll pack up
済ん
some.
でくるよ
I'll pack some up and bring it over. Thank you for treating us.
I'll see you all later. I'd better head home now and tend to the crops.
先生
Good night, Professor. Don't let these tomatoes keep you up too late. Hey, my tomatoes are serious business. I'm not about to be beaten by Zahabadi. Anyway, I'll be leaving now. Don't stay up too late now, children. I bid you all good night.
Take care. Have a safe trip home.
さて
Alright.
次は俺たちの
Now, I finally have some us time.
Oh, what do you mean us time?
ティナリとコレイと相談したん
Well,
だ
I was talking with Tinari and Kale, and since we all have some free time, we thought we could all go camping
キ
together.
ャンプをしようと
Think of it as our way of welcoming you back to Samaro.
Camping? That sounds fun. Bye, Manzin. Time to show off my 10 magic skills. Wait, no, that's my job. Don't take it away from me. Why don't you and Paimon help our master or CYNO?
それに
You don't have to play the hero when you're out with us. This is your chance to just, you know, laze around and switch off for a bit.
でいいから
じゃあ明日の
Everyone, let's meet tomorrow afternoon at the riverbank on the southeast of Ganharaville.
持ち物は
No
何も
need
い
to
らない
bring
よ
anything. We've already packed everything for the trip.
用意してあるから
Just bring your delightful selves and prepare to have some fun.
準備しておいて
I've been informed that there's corn in the cob. a solo in the stream after this cutscene. I'm gonna be food. Since my tummy feels weird. Internet dying. Oh good, everything is going downhill. Yay! You got it. We'll be there.
Ah,
Great.
yeah.
Then we'll see you tomorrow.
BRB stands for now. BRB stands for burb. Duh. Wait until the next day. Alright. The quest objective now is to wait until the next day. So we will do that. Since my throat is still hurting a little bit, and my tummy feels weird from drinking too much tea, and also eating like two late coffee drops. This is the end of the stream for today. And then tomorrow there won't be a stream. Mostly because I'll be resting my voice, preparing for Zenless Zone Zero. And then the day after that I'll be playing Zenless Zone Zero for who knows how long. I don't know how long the story's gonna be. Probably about a week. We'll see. You'll wait for the next day for real? No stream tomorrow. Or technically I'm not waiting for the next day. I'm waiting for like next week. This quest is gonna be on hold for a while. I knew. Take a little short rest. Will do. Bye bye. Have a good day or night or time. Have a good time. Bye bye.